This message is from the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. Women, were you exposed to toxic substances in the military? Then take note of the PACT Act, which expands benefits and care for all veterans once exposed to environmental hazards. For women veterans, such exposure can lead to reproductive cancers like ovarian, cervical, uterine, breast, and others. Learn more at va.gov/PACT.
How does Host Coffee Services provide the best coffee for your workplace? By finding the richest and most robust coffee beans from all around the world and bringing them to our Nebraska roastery, where your coffee is roasted fresh and delivered straight to you.
Proudly serving Nebraska since 1972. Host Coffee Services is always roasting something good for you.
Hey, it's Happer for the FanDuel Sportsbook, and baseball is in the air, and it's time for you to swing for the fences this Major League Baseball season with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. They have a thing called Dinger Tuesdays, and you can turn dingers into dollars all season long. All you have to do is bet on your favorite player, like Bobby Witt Jr. maybe, to hit a home run, and FanDuel will give you $5 in bonus bets for every home run that gets hit in that game. Yes, that's right. Home runs just got even better. All you have to do is head to FanDuel.com/Happer and get in on all the Dinger Tuesday action. That is with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. FanDuel.com, once again, /Happer. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. 21 and over, present in Iowa. Bonus issued is now withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Max bonus $25 a game. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
Tickets for less. Best seats, best prices, no service fees. Shop ticketsforless.com. KOZN Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs. This is 1620 The Zone.
A crossover is
crossover dribble.
Crossover.
Kyrie Irving, crossover in the lane. One of the most famous crossovers of all time. Behind the back, an ankle breaker on Chris Paul.
Crossover.
The crossover continues to evolve.
For the crossover brought to you by Bigelow Concrete, repair Omaha at BigelowConcrete.com. Yeah, it is.
You good?
I was just waiting. No, I was waiting.
Sorry,
for him to get his buds in.
Sorry,
I had to get my buds in. I had to replace my buds for the first time in 6 years.
I got two pairs. I got two pairs. I think that's been it's been a good move for me.
Do you rotate them evenly?
I do not.
Okay.
I use one as my home buds and one as my work buds.
Okay.
So unclear which buds will come with me downtown next week. I know it's.
Do you have alternate buds? Like following the uniform?
Yeah, like a City Connect buds.
Oh, yes, some City Connect ones. Yeah, a little color.
I should.
Yeah.
Apple should sponsor me.
That would be sweet.
I had to go buy buds at Target for the first time the other day because my ones that I've loved, $6.
They
Oh,
sure
really?
help.
$6? Oh, I figured Apple is still charging 20
So-
suckers.
The wire got wrapped in my computer cord, and so I thought I would just pull it out,
Then you rip
and
off.
I ripped in.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you can't.
I had a ceremony.
You can't get after it that aggressively in the tied up situations like that.
What if I was going to give you guys a gift, and I was going to give you I was going to buy you a 3-game mini plan for Nebraska football this fall?
Okay.
Are you
All
ready to
right.
select what games you would want?
Absolutely.
This is a pick 3. It's for $170.
Yep.
So let's do the math here.
Any 3?
4, 5.
Do I get to do? Yeah.
No. It's they give you options.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are they all the same price?
Yeah, it's just pick 3 for 170.
Okay.
So that is what 5. It's the face value.
Okay.
So the face value is about what, $56 for tickets for season ticket holders.
Mhm.
UTEP or UNI?
Kind of like you and I.
Yeah, that was a pick 3.
So you got 3 games
Yeah.
that you're picking, but these are your only options.
Got it.
These are the options Nebraska gives you. So this is your first option.
UTEP UNI is a 2.
UTEP or UNI.
I'm going to take you and I.
That's only one.
Coach
I know,
Farley
I
and the
got two
crew.
more
Oh.
things.
Oh no! I need to hear the whole plate.
No. You have to go down the thing. Like
It's your
You pick in sections.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So,
UTEP.
chunks, if you will.
Obviously UTEP.
I'm gonna
So
take
you
UNI.
want to go to the home opener?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'll take UNI.
Nick likes a night game.
The Panthers, and it's my wife's alma mater, so I think she wants to go anyway.
Okay.
Okay, now here's an interesting
Mr.
one.
Mr. Yogurt's homecoming.
Illinois or Rutgers?
Ooh, so either you know what? Something about the Friday night game I'd want to be at. So give me Illinois.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Agreed.
agree.
Agreed.
Now, here's an interesting one, especially with one team included, because I would think this game would sell pretty well. UCLA or Wisconsin?
UCLA.
Wisconsin.
Really?
Yeah, I'd take Wisconsin.
Wisconsin figures to be.
I just want that new blood.
Wisconsin.
I'm it's understandable. I don't think there's a wrong answer here.
You could be running into weather on both sides.
Neither game has a kickoff time, right?
UCLA's coming off Ohio State. I don't know. Things might not be feeling very good that week.
Okay.
Who knows?
Will there be
Maybe things will be feeling great. It's that the UCLA game is their first home game in a month.
Yes. Post Ohio State.
So yeah, it goes Rutgers, bye week, at Indiana, at Ohio State, and then UCLA. So they're not home.
Oh, UCLA's a get right game. There's going to be a Sunday practice on October 27th.
So they're the first of the new Big Ten teams to come to Lincoln.
Yeah.
Will there be a buzz to see UCLA in November in Lincoln compared to September?
Maybe.
It is a little late because UCLA will probably be out of anything by then.
By the
But
time we get to November, we're usually pretty beat down by the season.
still a helmet game.
It is.
So, okay,
It
so
is.
let's
Wisconsin.
rank
Good point.
here of
That's a good point.
the four newbies to Memorial Stadium. And they've all, like, within the last 25 years, have all played in Lincoln.
Yep.
From most excited to least excited to see them come into Lincoln as a conference game.
You're talking about the new Pac-12 teams?
Yes.
Okay.
USC, UCLA, Washington, Oregon. Rank them.
Oregon number 1, USC 2, Washington 3, UCLA 4.
Did you? Okay, you said UCLA 4?
Yeah, I said Oregon.
Agreed.
Oregon 1,
Yeah.
USC 2, UCLA. I'm sorry, Washington 3, UCLA 4.
Give me USC number 1, Oregon, Washington, UCLA.
This is hard. I think the top three are the same. I think UCLA is off. I kind of like Washington. That's fun.
Okay, so between the three of us, are you going to put Washington number 1 then?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, and you've got USC 1. I've
right,
got
right.
Oregon 1. Okay.
Mine is Oregon.
Yeah, Oregon's fun.
I liked the Nebraska-Washington series.
Yeah, I did too.
They were
They've
good,
had
yeah.
different
Now,
versions of it.
Unfortunately, they played each other 3 times in the span of 2 calendar years.
What
Yes.
was the last one in 2012?
Well, they had the wild game in Lincoln where, what was his name? Price was the quarterback for Washington.
Yes, that's the one I'm thinking of.
But
I
it
think
was
that
a weird, like 56
Yeah.
to.
I think that was 2011 or 12. It might have been 11.
Let's see. Here we go. Washington Huskies, Nebraska Cornhuskers, my favorite website.
I think it's 11.
Winsipedia.
It's good. It's good layout.
So that game was in 2011.
Okay.
Then they had played the Holiday Bowl less than a year before that.
The Jake Locker.
And then just several months before that, they played in Seattle. That was when the Jake Locker. Yeah.
Yep.
So they played them 3 times in 1 calendar year.
Yes.
3 times in 1 calendar year in 364 days.
And they never asked any of us if Jake Locker would be a bust in the NFL. They just went ahead and drafted him.
yeah,
Could've told you.
that was a bad call by them.
Could've told
Titans
you.
fan here. I could have told you that before the
Shout out
Titans
to the
draft.
Titans.
But look at the significance of the last 2 times that Nebraska's played in Seattle. Taylor Martinez was like, hello.
Yeah, that was
And-
awesome.
And then on the road to the national title in 97.
Yes, that's right. I'm trying to look at Nebraska's records against all these teams. Would you assume that they have winning records against all of them?
Okay, so let's go Oregon.
I could tell you.
So they split with
Just
Oregon
trying to get them all
recently.
Up first.
With USC,
All right,
no.
I got them. I got them all.
Right.
Nebraska leads the all-time series with UCLA 7-6.
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's
Okay.
close.
Nebraska.
But the last time UCLA and Nebraska played was an unfortunate game.
Yeah, the black
Nebraska,
jerseys.
Nebraska blew a halftime lead.
And Brett
Correct.
Hundley.
Nebraska has never once beaten USC.
Whoa.
4-0-1 are the Trojans. against the Big Red.
Try to get him the Holiday Bowl.
They did tie in 1970. I'm sure you guys remember that.
I do, yeah.
That was actually a significant game.
And then they played, in the Holiday Bowl 2014. Okay, so Oregon, Nebraska leads the all-time series with Oregon 6-2.
Eat it.
Take that, Helfrich.
Of course,
Go for 2 again.
Oregon is coming off of a win, but Nebraska had won 5 in a row in that series dating back to 1953 there. And against Washington, Nebraska leads the all-time series 5-4-1. One tie, of course, 6-6 back in 1925. They split the last 2. Nebraska's won 4.
Don James, the head coach then for the Huskies.
Nebraska's won 4 out of 5 against Washington. Nebraska's won 5 out of 6 against Oregon.
Wow.
Never beaten USC. And Nebraska is, let's see, they won the last one and lost the 2 before that. The game in Pasadena and then the game here.
8 never lost.
In Lincoln, but before that, they beat UCLA in 94 and 93. They had a little home and home with
I
them.
must say that the times that Nebraska's gone out to the Rose Bowl to play UCLA have been quite entertaining.
I just remember.
And then some of them end up on the cover of SI.
So that 2012 game.
Yeah, that was the.
All I remember was Jonathan Franklin catching swing passes and
Yes.
Will Compton never being able to catch him.
And I remember, didn't Taylor have like another 90-yard dash in that one? Too?
Oh, yeah, he had a big run in that
Yes,
game.
yeah.
Definitely. Ooh, let's pull up the box score. We love doing box scores on this.
And then the
segment.
the Lincoln game
Do
was
what you guys did on the crossover.
Yeah.
Bring up Husker Max.
Yeah, it's great.
during the roundtable. The Lincoln game when they wore the black tops, was it 17-0 at half? Is that what it was?
I believe it was 17-7.
Was it 17-7?
Is that
Okay.
also the?
But they got down 17-0 at one point.
If I recall correctly, isn't that also the infamous Taylor broke his toe game?
Yes.
Afterwards.
Yes, I believe that was the one. Yeah.
The old turf.
Yeah, turf toe.
Yes,
Yes.
that's what they called it for several years. In the 2012 game at UCLA, Taylor Martinez had a classic Taylor Martinez stat line, 17 for 31, 179 yards and a pick. But
what did he rush for?
13 carries for 112 and a touchdown. The long of Nick Hanley. You got it. 92 yards.
Wow.
92 yards.
I remember I was in Chicago that weekend.
Jonathan Franklin.
And we were watching the game and we immediately tuned into Big Red Overreaction. I remember Bishop. I can't remember who else was doing it, but Bishop was on it. And there were a lot of fun calls.
Jonathan Franklin, 26 carries for 217 yards. Also 3 catches for 59 yards out of the backfield. So he had almost 300 all-purpose yards on 29 touches. Okay, let's go.
Wait, would Big Red Overreaction have existed then?
I don't know. I'm not the expert on that.
Because that was in your first year.
I wasn't here yet.
So, okay, but
that was the worst idea I ever came up with was that.
So then I must have actually been listening to the network.
Nebraska ran in the 2013 game here in Lincoln. Nebraska was up 21-10 at half, and then UCLA scored 28 in the third quarter and 3 in the fourth. So they ended the game on a 31-0.
Because it was an 11 a.m. game, and we kept talking about UCLA. Yes. Oh, they're going to be tired.
Well, that was
that's why the first half was so slow for them.
That was also the week the audio tape came out.
Yeah, that's true.
Wasn't it?
Oh wait, that was it after. I think it was after the UCLA game. Yeah, I know it was after a loss.
I thought it was in the lead up to it.
I'm almost positive it was after a loss.
Gary, do you remember? I thought it was in the lead up.
It was on a Tuesday.
Yeah, I thought it was after a loss
when Deadspin was
because it felt like this is why they're dropping it because it's after a loss. They're trying to pile on.
Maybe I don't know. Now I can't get out of my head the fact that in 2012 Taylor Martinez had a 92-yard touchdown run and a 76-yard touchdown run.
Yep,
basically bookended the season.
Mm-hmm. And losing efforts.
Very cool. Very normal.
How many? He might be the first to ever have done that in 2 L's.
What the hell happened to that defense in the second half?
So one of the discussion points was it was warm.
It was super hot.
Yeah,
it was
hot.
Super hot. Yes, I do remember that.
Gassed out.
And they were wearing the black jersey, so they're attracting a lot of heat.
Yeah.
Taylor had an okay day, but Nebraska, for whatever reason, couldn't couldn't really run the ball.
Yeah, Amir, I don't think had a good stat line.
Amir 23 carries for 98. I mean, it's not horrible. His long run was 11. So, yeah, Nebraska ran it 42 times for 128 yards. That's not very good. That's only 3 yards a carry. Taylor Martinez 21 for 35, 203, and 3 touchdowns. I assume, well, actually, I don't assume. I know all of that was in the first half because Nebraska did not bother to score in the second half.
Yeah,
That was a weird because remember the guy on UCLA had died too.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
They had a wide receiver who
Yeah.
passed away.
Yes.
It was
that week.
earlier that
Yes.
week. Yeah.
Yes.
They run on the field with they were holding his
Yes.
jersey.
Yeah. Very,
Mhm.
very odd week. And I'm pretty sure, like I said, I'm pretty sure that was the week the audio tape came out too.
We'll get a hold of Bull. We'll ask.
Yeah. Let's find out.
Yeah.
I'm sure Bo
Do you
would love
remember
to
that one?
recount. Yeah.
Okay, I had this discussion with a friend yesterday because they had some time. They were sitting in a fast food line that was not Popeyes. So we played a game. And this is a concept that you need to get a lot of people on board. What if you could do your fast food order a la carte? Like, let's say
What do you mean by
you
that?
want a Big Mac, but you don't like McDonald's fries.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So you would go to Wendy's and get their fries. Your ultimate fast food meal.
I really believe in the
Mm.
balance. First
Wow.
of all, I really believe in the balance. You know,
Okay.
You feel like if
explain
you
yourself here.
if you go with like a certain sandwich, that brand or that restaurant's fries
It would
are
just be
going
odd.
to complement it very well.
Yeah, it,
so
it would be odd, wouldn't it?
yeah,
It'd be an
because
odd tasting meal.
I would usually go with the French fries from Runza, but if I were to say get a Whopper, I don't know if the Whopper would taste as good. And that's just an example. I don't even know if I'd go with a Whopper. So I like a Pepper Jack's Philly steak. I like that.
There's almost too many options.
I'm good with just sticking with their fries, even though it's not my favorite fry.
So what are the rules here? You get a
So
you get a
let's say you're
main,
let's say you get a main
and a side
and a side, and if you want a dessert.
Okay.
But you're like basically in a cafeteria
Yeah.
where they've got it lined up, like all the hamburgers are lined up.
Ooh.
You got to go Wendy's Frosty, right?
That's your dessert /
my dessert.
beverage.
Yeah.
Can I get a Blizzard?
You can
Sure.
all
Okay.
places that would be constituted fast food are on the table.
Okay, Blizzard's definitely my dessert. A Reese's peanut butter cup Blizzard, please. Knock that one out first.
See how convenient this would be? Because like I'm thinking
God,
of
this would be
Dairy
amazing,
Queen at 114th. Like let's say you wanted Subway. Okay, so you go get Subway, and then you got to go across the street to get Dairy Queen. Instead, you could go to one food hall, and you've got all of them right there for you.
Remember when Subway had the Goodriches next to them or inside of
Oh,
them, and you
yeah.
could get yourself a malt and a sub?
You could
It was-
get yourself a mall.
Remember
it
when
was
Goodrich
great.
didn't screw with their popcorn?
Hey.
Okay, continue on.
So what you're describing to me basically is a mall.
Yes,
Uh,
a
It's just
mall
all
of
right there.
fast food,
yeah.
like the food court.
Or the world's largest truck stop.
Yes,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
banger on the Orange Julius. Is
Absolutely.
still there.
You can get a taco and an Arby's fry and a orange
But
Julius
you
to
can't go all in one place. You got to like bounce left to right and move. But this would be like the food court is just the food court of America.
Does Don and Millie's count as a fast food burger joint?
If you have a drive-through, is that a
Yeah.
fast
Yeah.
food?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, so I'm getting a Don and Millie's cheeseburger. I'd probably go Runza fries.
Does Broncos count?
Yeah, Broncos has a drive-through,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
Well, they have a drive-through on the Leavenworth
Yeah,
location.
they do. They have
Okay.
them on both, I think.
Yeah, I would do that. I would do a Don and Millie's cheeseburger, a Runza crinkle fries. I would get a Dairy Queen Blizzard, and I'm not a big beverage guy, so wherever the last place I went to stop, I'll just have one of your iced teas.
You're not going to go search out a place that serves only Jones soda?
No,
Nah, I'm good.
I would not do
No.
that.
I'm good.
I'd like a
Actually, no, a good root beer.
if
Who has
No.
Oh yeah.
No.
who's got some mugs or dads?
No.
Anybody got those? I'll take a mugs or a
A
dad's
true
root beer.
A&W.
Or so there you go. Yeah, there you go.
America Gone Wrong is we
Yeah.
got rid of
An
A&Ws.
actual, yeah. If there's
So
an
now we got to
A&W,
put
there you are.
A&Ws in.
Isn't there
Gas
still
stations.
an A&W at
Good
the
take.
at the
84th.
yeah, 84th and Dodge connected
there?
to the Amigos?
Yeah, but it not a standalone.
No, it's definitely not a
You
standalone.
lose when you combine.
Yeah.
You lose the flavor and a whole thing.
Is this where
Is
KFC
the one
died?
in, is the
Yes.
one in La Vista still?
I don't know.
82nd and Giles.
Well, there was that one by the Buffalo Wild Wings on 144th, like the Southwest Plaza there.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think they're all
That's a
connected to
gas
something
station
now,
isn't it?
Like they're inside of a gas station. No, I
Maybe-
want my
oh,
standalone A&W.
82nd and Giles.
Okay.
There is a
would-
standalone?
Yeah, I would
Okay.
gladly take a root beer from there.
I would not take a root beer at all from anybody. I would.
How come you didn't jump?
it's super
when
juice,
root
come
beer
on.
made a return like 4 or 5 years ago, how come even the alcoholic root beer, you never jumped on board?
I can't control people's taste buds. I don't know why they like the damn thing, but for some reason, people drink root beer. I can't understand it.
So you've never had a root beer float?
I have had a root beer float. I hated it. Wow. I hated it. I hate
Because
root
I know
beer.
a lot of people who don't like root beer, but get into root beer floats.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I'd rather just have the ice cream. I think for the drink, you really have only a couple options. You could go with the McDonald's Diet Coke.
Yes.
Crispy.
Or you could go to Sonic and get like a cherry limeade, with the ice, or the people like to drink the blue water, the ocean
Yes.
water.
Oh,
I
yeah.
prefer a cherry limeade, but with
Great take.
But with the meal though, I'm usually I can go to Sonic and just get a cherry limeade without a meal.
Yeah.
And I prefer it that way. So I think I'd probably go with the McDonald's Diet Coke
On a good hot day.
for my
It's like a
drink.
cherry
McDonald's Diet
limeade,
Coke
yeah.
is the one.
Yeah. Pretty.
But it's slipped a little bit. So here's the thing I've noticed with the McDonald's Diet Coke, because I will just go to McDonald's to get the Diet Coke, is they are losing the luster in the self-serve machine. The Diet Coke that still tastes like the good Diet Coke at McDonald's is behind the counter. You got to have the employees fill it up with the behind the counter. They give to the drive-through people.
It's just a regular fountain
Yeah.
out in the lobby. They got the
Yeah.
special McDonald's one.
Yes. Your a la carte fast food meal?
Oh, this is going to be very controversial, and I'm not ready to defend myself, but bleep it. Here we are. Give me a cheese runza, McDonald's fries, Wendy's Frosty.
You're gonna go away from Runza on the fries?
I love their fries. I just didn't want to double up at Runza.
That's okay. What's wrong with loving Runza?
I love Runza.
There's nothing wrong with that.
A fine local business.
I think it's hard. It's hard to beat. It's hard to beat a Arby's roast beef sandwich for me.
Mm.
Just give me the old roast beef sandwich. Throw some Arby's sauce on there and smash it down. Call it a day. That's a
Since
good
last week
thing.
with Allan, I've been craving Arby's, and I haven't
You got to get
been
there.
able to get there.
And then Arby's could, they could bring it home with their curly fries.
Get the logs in early
Yeah.
today, Dan, so I can sneak off to Arby's.
See, the problem with me is like where I
Their
live,
cheese sticks are massive. Get
where
those
I
things.
live,
Yeah, that-
where I live,
good.
there's not convenient Arby's. The Arby's that are closest to me are difficult to get into.
Mhm.
I don't want to mess around. I don't want to have to
Yeah.
go and make a U-turn.
Yep.
I just want to drive in,
It's not
drive
my
through,
fault.
get out.
You're missing out.
But
Great
in your hypothetical situation, the Arby's are all right there for you.
Yeah,
Anything you want is
in the
right
food
there for
court
you.
of
Yeah,
America.
in the food court
Like,
of Gary's
in Mall
dreams.
of America, this would be ideal.
You press a button and whatever you want, it just pops out from wherever restaurant. It's like boom.
Yeah,
it's right
I
there.
don't need Johnny Rockets. Get the hell out of here, Johnny Rockets. Give me a
What?
Runza.
Yes. Why do people lose their
There's always
you
Johnny
know
Rockets.
what?
Johnny Rockets.
When you go to an airport, you're like, there's a Johnny Rockets?
Yeah.
I've never been to a Johnny Rockets, nor do I ever care. I think I had a bite of someone's cheeseburger that I was traveling with. I'm like, oh, it's a
They invented the cheeseburger or
Yeah.
something like that. They hold a claim
They
like that,
do.
don't
They
they?
do.
I don't
And
remember what it is.
and it's the most average tasting cheeseburger, yet
Yeah.
people lose their crap over it at an airport.
There's
Oh,
always a Johnny
Rockets.
Rockets. There's always a Johnny Rockets in a place where you're like, I think they really capitalize off of the fact that like you're in a place
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, you're probably on vacation.
And yeah,
And so
it's
there's
unique.
there's the sign, you
Yeah.
know, into the diner kind of
Yep.
like
It's
feel.
like, oh well,
it's like
everybody
we got to
knows
go to Johnny
you
Rockets.
get a good burger from a diner.
That's just like the Bubba Gump shrimp place.
Yep. Another airport favorite.
Great
Yes.
take.
Both
Yes.
in the
Yep.
Mall of America.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mall of America and the Cancun airport.
Nice.
Mhm.
Nice.
What blows me away, there is
The strip in Vegas.
there
is
is
Bubba
not
Gump
too
shrimp.
far from the Embarcadero in downtown San Francisco. There is a Bubba Gump shrimp company, and it's popular. And I'm like, you are literally right on the ocean.
Yeah.
Right.
There are a lot of great places that sell fresh
Yeah.
shrimp.
Is
and
that on
you're
the
going
is that
to
on
a
the
franchise?
Is that on the wharf? Is that in the
Yeah.
fish? Okay. Yeah, there's
It's on the wharf.
I've been there once.
It's the
That's
same
why
thing.
You don't call
Like-
it Fisherman's Wharf.
Okay,
It's
so
called
like
the
in
wharf.
Daytona
The wharf.
Beach, that's a very popular place. And I'm like, all you friggin' tourists, there are local places you can go to support, but you go to a franchise in a fishing community.
Yeah.
Kenneth says on YouTube, 24-hour Johnny Rockets in the Flamingo at 4 a.m. just hits different.
Oh, wow. I can imagine.
They have a Johnny Rockets in the food court at the MGM Grand, and like if you go in there after about midnight, you are going to see some things.
It is.
Are they servers as peppy?
They seem not quite as happy to be there as they usually. There's also a Haagen-Dazs ice cream stand where you could get Haagen-Dazs. I got a scoop of Haagen-Dazs a couple months ago when I was there.
How was it?
It was good. It's fine.
Was it the best ice cream you've ever had?
Not really.
In your life?
No, it was an average ice cream.
Okay.
I think.
Was it better than Ben and Jerry's?
I don't know. All ice creams pretty much taste the same to me.
I'm with you.
Except for the place that we have here in Omaha. Well, Ted and Wally's
Coneflower
is very good, but Coneflower.
Yeah, Coneflower's good.
Yeah.
By the way, I saw Coneflower has their,
Overrated.
if you guys like, if any of you guys even somewhat entertain bubblegum ice cream, I think it was last week. Hopefully you still have it. The Coneflower has their Big League Chew ice cream.
They'll probably have that for the whole month.
I would
right?
hope so.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's so good.
I don't understand, Josh. Like, I appreciate you standing the Runza, but I just think if I have everything at my fingertips, that's not it. Like
Runza or the Runza?
It's a unique.
The actual Runza.
It's a unique food item.
Yeah.
Like
it's unique. It's too unique.
Nobody else's
for this situation.
So
I love
you're
a
not
Runza.
gonna wait in the line, is what you're saying.
I'll get a Runza.
Yeah. I'd go there for the fries. No, I don't mind a Runza. I like their cheeseburgers better, but give me the fries. If I'm in my fantasy world of fast food,
gotta go
a la carte.
Frings.
You guys need to move away from here and go to like a remote Nebraska football watch party that's sponsored maybe by the local alumni group. They lose their mind over Runzas.
Yeah,
there was a chapter in Southwest Florida that I could only take it one time. I went to watch a Nebraska game with these people, and they made it. They're like the Runza is the greatest invention. And wait till next week, we're getting vowels. And I'm like, hey, if you're bringing stuff down from Nebraska, can I put in a request for maybe like some prime rib from Misty's?
Yeah.
And they're like, the Runza is like the greatest thing. And it tastes so much better when you're not in Nebraska eating a Runza.
But there's absolutely, I mean, that's true. There's absolutely something to that. Like I have no doubt that I would enjoy a Runza more if I had a long stay in Florida for a couple of weeks. I could just use a little slice of home right now. Valentino's pizza in the little tiny slice box.
So not only does it cure your hunger, but it cures your soul.
It does.
Okay.
Again, there's three things where they only taste good in a football stadium at 10th and Vine. A Valentino's slice in the triangle box, a Runza out of the steamer, and then a red dye. Because you try and make them at home or you go and get them here in Omaha, doesn't taste the same.
That's especially true about the hot dog. Especially true. I've tried doing Fairbury brand hot dogs on the grill a few times, different things.
No, you can't grill them.
It's not the same.
They got to be boiled.
Yeah, boiled. I've done that as well.
Well,
maybe the only thing I haven't done is the rollers. If I could get the hot dog rollers, maybe that would be better.
Oh wow, that would be an investment. If you had a hot dog roller at your house,
I would eat a lot of hot dogs.
They are very accessible.
I heard.
I would eat a lot of hot dogs then.
I mean, you can't you can't go to Quick Trip today and take your
take it
red dyes and put them on the roller and stand there, block them.
Yeah, I'm going to be a while, guys. Don't mind me.
I bet you could buy them on Amazon for like $50.
Oh, yeah.
Probably.
Well, so speaking of hot dogs, Lowe's is trying to compete with Costco for a hot dog.
Whoa.
Lowe's?
Yeah.
Lowe's
has hot dogs.
Really?
What a great spot to sell hot dogs, though.
And they've got a couple of different versions of the hot dog roller at Lowe's.
Oh.
Now, I don't know that every Lowe's has hot dogs, but they're into the hot dogs and popcorn business right now.
How do you think about it? If you're doing the getting ready for the big project,
look at this.
You're going to work up an appetite.
Okay. So you see what I'm looking at here, Nick? Yeah. So this is the whole hot dog thing. It's got the hot dog heater and the bun steamer all in one.
Drawer underneath. Yeah.
You can get that at Lowe's for $177.
That's not bad. And you know what? Part of the whole red dye effect is the bun itself.
Invest in yourself.
I think after you make it at home, then you wrap it up in foil. You would let it sit for maybe 5 or 10 minutes in foil, then eat it.
Doesn't that sound like a good Father's Day present for yourself?
It kinda does. You would need 2 more things, though. You would need 2 more things. And those 2 things would be a popcorn popper.
Yep.
And the nacho cheese dispenser that comes out of the bag.
Yep. Out of the little
the foil bag.
Yeah.
And then
the foil bag. Yep.
Yep.
Then you just go.
So now what you're essentially, you'd like to have a concession stand at your house.
Yes.
I mean, I think that's, if you're getting a hot dog stand, then you might as well do that. Right. I think it's a great idea.
I do too.
We,
Matt says, I think Sonic kind of took the A&W niche for park and eat fast food, which,
sure.
which do you guys like better? Would you take A&W every time? No, I would take Sonic.
I can't recall. Like, what do they have at A&W for food? Is it any good?
Hamburgers?
Yeah, they had hamburgers. I remember eating there once. It was.
Their onion rings are a big deal.
Okay.
Yeah. But again, nothing that I was like, oh.
But they got the big
go back
glass
to it.
mugs of root beer.
Yeah.
Do you remember? I just thought of this because we're talking about concession stand items. Basically, now we've devolved all the way into this. Do you remember when we were at that Indianapolis game last summer and that lady came out from behind the counter and she was like, "What do you want?"
Yeah.
And we were like, I don't really know. Like, I'm not. It's not my place in line yet. And she's like, "No, what do you want?" And we're like, "Oh, okay. So you're coming out to take our order, like, Chick-fil-A style." And
didn't you guys get a deal or something?
she paid for all of our food.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, it was
that's
actually
right.
free.
She just came out from behind
And
the
you
counter.
guys have
She's
no,
like,
you have no idea if she even worked there or not.
She did. She
Yeah, it
worked
was
there.
a charity organization, and
Oh,
she was
that's
like
right.
the leader.
Yeah, okay, that's
We
what
think.
it was.
Yeah, she was like, "What do you want?"
And did you guys give the free will donation? That I'm assuming was.
I didn't have any cash.
Like, do you take cards?
So,
I think one of us went back and made a tip.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
they were not doing this for everybody.
That's so awesome.
They-
I don't
they-
know what you guys did, but you
I.
just had that look. Maybe they knew about your tale earlier in the week when you guys tried to save a life.
That's right, Uncle. What's his
See,
name?
it all comes back.
Uncle. He met.
Uncle Leo.
Hello.
He was getting ready to meet his maker at the.
And you guys said, "Not today, Leo."
I got
Whatever his name was.
That guy is no longer.
See,
with
that's
us.
why you guys got rewarded. See how it came back? See how karma worked in your favor?
Yeah.
You
What was
did
that guy's
something
name?
good.
Uncle what? Uncle something.
I don't know, man. He went down right next to me.
Uncle Charlie.
I
A
mean,
man died right next to you and you don't remember his name.
Uncle something, because the the woman who he was with,
Did she say
was
just
like,
his time?
she was like, "Oh yeah, he's probably."
Yeah, it's just his
as
time.
he's laying on the floor
She
of a
resigned to the
Kroger in
fact-
downtown Indianapolis.
This could be it.
There was no urgency whatsoever.
It's about that time.
And then
Like the cops weren't even like,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
we waited around a little
That's
bit
Ned.
until the paramedics showed up, and there wasn't much pep in their step. They're like, "Yeah, we'll take this guy in. We'll see what happens." I don't know.
I mean, they reacted quicker to Caitlin Clark going down than this guy in a Kroger.
Was this guy a flopper?
Well,
Maybe he was a
no.
flopper.
It was
I do think there was more urgency showed by the people in the store like
Okay.
us compared to Caitlin Clark's teammates trying to pick her up off the ground.
yeah, because we didn't have to.
she's on
We were
the
like,
ground
we were like,
again.
stay with us, big fella. Stay with us.
Yes, that's what people. I'd never been in a situation
Stay
like
with
that.
us, big
They
fella.
were like, "Stay with us, Uncle something, Uncle what's your name?"
She goes, "You can't go. You can't go." Now it's funny to laugh. It's funny now.
Because he
'cause-
survived it.
I don't know.
Well,
Unclear.
yeah.
Unclear. Uncle Steve. Uncle Steve.
Uncle Steve.
There we go.
Somebody on the text line said it
Um,
was Steve, wasn't it? Thank you, text
I
line.
mean,
Uncle Steve.
We don't know like what his story the rest of his life was.
But in
but-
that moment,
Did you guys not talk about Constance Glance yesterday?
Oh, we did.
We did.
Is that not unbelievable?
I think I need more information.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
often demand answers, but I need answers.
I want to talk to the people who worked at the funeral home, and I just want to
Like
take me through when you saw someone in the funeral home breathing. Did out of things that you would think would never scare
Well,
anybody, a mortician or anything, that would probably have to be the one thing that would scare them.
There comes a point when you're at the funeral home and everyone thinks you're dead. There comes a point
There's
of no
peace.
return.
Yes.
How
How
close
close
was
were we?
Constance to no return?
When you
I'm
get
not-
the embalming fluid in, that's
Yeah.
pretty much
right.
it.
Yeah.
No coming back from that. I'm
No.
not mad. I don't want anyone fired. I just want to know.
Yeah.
I just want to know how
Also,
this happened.
like, how alive is she? You know, how
Yeah, is she doing
like,
okay? Is she lucid? Is she talking?
They put her back because she was in hospice care
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they put her. Do they put her back there and like, can she do an interview? You know,
That's
well,
what we
that's
wanted
what
to
I
know,
like.
yeah.
Who like will it be Rob McCartney or like Ronaldo will be the first to talk to him?
I think you got to bring out the big guns for this. You got to bring like Geraldo Rivera in.
Tom Rinaldi.
Like we got to get him down here.
This feels like a Brian Mastery interview.
I haven't seen any updates as of this morning.
That was my biggest. I mean, out of all the questions, can she talk? Is she responsive?
Because I don't want anyone answering questions for
No.
her.
Oh,
Yeah.
the
'Cause they'll
chat.
lie.
I
the
want to
chat
know
is-
what she saw.
The chat is saying that she has now died.
Oh,
wow.
That she has now died.
What a roller coaster.
Oh,
I don't know. I haven't seen this yet.
Oh.
Please, somebody send me the information because I haven't seen this.
We've been given a Facebook link. I have no way
Oh.
of making that work, but
well, like is the Facebook link from like 9:45 yesterday?
I don't know.
Oh, that
Yeah,
is-
because at
And
that time
they
she
forgot
she
to
was
take it down.
Yeah, so if,
Let's post this Facebook.
whenever this happens,
the Facebook link.
Everybody just copy and paste that.
I
link.
can't even copy. Just taking up the entire stream.
is that what happens? Are we sure if it happens?
Well,
Or
now
if it
you
did
have
happen?
you have to make.
Lincoln Journal Star 40 minutes ago. Woman mistakenly pronounced dead at Waverly Nursing Home dies at Lincoln Hospital.
Hmm.
Okay,
So all right.
that was my
is
initial question.
So she
Yeah.
cannot do an interview.
How because there's a difference between just barely breathing a little bit and actually like being alive.
Yeah, like
you
all
know?
of a sudden life is pumped right back into you to its fullest.
Yeah.
Well-
that's sad.
I hope she lived a hell of a life.
Yeah.
Because the last 12 hours have been pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Pretty memorable.
I would think if I knew anybody that passed away, but they had that last 24 hours, that better damn well be part of the eulogy. Of fought to the very end, and I mean fought,
Yeah, really.
like actually did.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do use that word a lot.
Yeah, we say. I mean, that's
Oh, she
that's
fought to
literally
stay
a,
alive.
that's
Yeah.
literally a fight.
Yeah.
Now, what's the process for taking her back to the funeral home?
Do they get charged double?
I mean, like
I
how
think you got to waive that first one, right?
how sure do you think they
Well,
have to be?
okay,
this
so I
time?
think-
No one's ever been more sure someone is dead than that lady today.
Yeah.
Right?
So I think maybe a doctor or nurse in this case would have made a declaration.
Yeah.
If somebody is a
hopefully
little
that
bit,
happened the first time.
somebody is a little bit older and in a weak state, sometimes you're not able to get a pulse.
Mhm.
So that's probably what
Yeah.
happened. And there was not a doctor on site. And so she has a DNR. So that's probably what started this. So
I think that's a very educated guess.
yeah. Okay. From a previous
we
discussion.
we can't end on that.
Boy, this crossover sure died.
Previous discussion, Joel said it was after the UCLA game that the tape came out.
after.
It was after,
yes,
yeah.
after.
I knew
I
it was after a
apologize.
loss. I knew it was after a loss and felt like, oh, this is a good chance.
People
to,
want us to put the Facebook link back up.
Yeah.
So there you go. Just start typing letter by letter. It's up there on the YouTube. Go ahead and grab. Josh is trying to get the shot still. Don't take Josh off the camera. Don't take him off the camera.
camera loves me, baby.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
I'll take it down.
Onward
now.
and upward.
Hopefully you got it. You got it going enough.
Screenshot it.
because it was all over the Good Morning America show this morning.
Rich Eisen tweeted it out this morning.
Yeah, it's it was.
We were in the national news for a while.
We were.
Yeah.
Lincoln finally got in the news without having
longer crime town.
having a crime. Yeah,
There has been some weird news coming
that
out
we
of
know
Lincoln.
of.
Yeah, at least
It's
yeah.
turning
I know
into the
they're-
Florida of Nebraska.
Yeah,
It really is.
I know. We haven't really had like Omaha's losing its status as having the Florida man.
That's okay.
News.
A little bit, yeah.
That's
We've
fine.
given it off to the capital city.
We
I
can,
saw a
we
fist
can
fight
shed
in a parking
that.
lot this morning.
You did?
50th and Capitol.
No.
Please tell me, was it a
What-
daycare?
Yeah, a couple. I know we gotta get going here, but something happened at 50th and Capitol this morning. Do we know what?
Wait, what?
This is here.
This is here.
Well, that just a block over.
Oh, I'm
Like Dan was like, "Hey, what's going on? I can't drive into work."
Seriously?
It tweeted Omaha scanner, but
Like would I have been able to see this? Or was it further? Oh, sorry. That one. Okay, never mind. That
52nd.
Okay.
52nd is where it would have been.
Huh.
But I'm pulling into the Casey's this morning, and there's a fire truck and an ambulance in the parking lot. So I say to myself, "Okay, self, gotta be careful. because you don't know who's whizzing in and out, and these two vehicles cut me off. This is a Dodge Street Casey's, so there's a cell phone provider nearby.
Yeah.
And these two vehicles cut me off in front of me. Both slam on their brakes and park. Both drivers get out and just start throwing haymakers.
Whoa! Really?
Right in front of me.
How close in proximity is this to you? Several feet?
25 feet.
What did you do? Did you just?
I stood and watched.
Did you get your phone out?
Well, not stood. I parked. I hit the brake, watched for 20 seconds, and they were not tiring. So I said, okay, this could escalate to a place where I don't want to be near it. So I carried on to Casey's, but
that's
the whole time I'm driving past them and
keeping an eye on it.
I'm looking in my rear view. One of them tried to run away and fell flat on his face. To where the other guy started kicking him in the stomach.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Wow. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was related to the ambulance and fire truck being in the parking lot, but they were wailing on each other.
Good morning,
Omaha. That is one hell of a story.
And then I went into the gas station and they didn't have anything on the shelves and no food was
That's
ready.
the way it goes.
No hot dogs were on the road.
That's just a normal day.
Man.
Yeah. I don't see anything here on the scanner.
Once again, I tried it like a sucker.
Wow. That's quite the experience there.
Hey,
good morning.
Omaha's back, baby.
Yeah, maybe we are. All right, that's Crossover, powered by Everlevel Concrete Repair in Omaha at everlevelconcrete.com. It's Tuesday. We'll start things off next.
That's the Crossover. The Connor Happer Show is next on 1620 The Zone. Previously on Unsportsmanlike Conduct.
I read a book about the idea of aliens being a thing. What is that, a new concept? Someone writing about aliens? No. It talked about if we're going to find aliens, how we hope to find them. Boy, that sounds like a really exciting book. It was a great book. I ripped right through it.
John, this is why you don't have fun. You don't allow yourself to wonder.
I wonder all the time. I wonder how I've made it this long being next to you two.
Unsportsmanlike Conduct with John Bishop and Josh Peterson. Weekdays 2 to 6 on 1620 The Zone. Your Omaha area forecast presented by Funplex Water Park and Rides from the KETV Newswatch 7 Weather Center on 1620 The Zone.
Warm and muggy again on Tuesday, mainly dry in the morning, then increasing chances for scattered thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening. A few storms could be strong to severe after 2 p.m. with a wind and hail threat, highs in the mid-80s. I'm meteorologist Sean Everson from KETV Newswatch 7.
Hey, you hear that? That's the sound of loose change in your pocket reminding you to buy a 99-cent medium pound drink from Casey's. So the next time you hear this, you already know where to go. 99-cent medium pound drinks. It's not crazy. It's Casey's.
For the second year, the Nebraska Lottery's NASCAR Powerball Playoff promotion has roared into our state, and the excitement is throttling up. Until June 24th, buy a Powerball ticket with Power Play and Double Play. Enter the voucher number, and you could be one of 15 Nebraska winners of $1,000 and the chance to win a VIP trip to the NASCAR Cup Series Championship weekend, plus a shot at $1 million. Enter today. Powerball top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Let's go on a fishing trip you will be talking about for years. The best walleye fishing trip ever. Join me, Crash Davis. We're going to travel to the walleye capital of the world, September 15th through the 19th aboard a deluxe motor coach. Travel with me to Ballard's Resort on Lake of the Woods. Pricing includes round-trip motor coach transportation, 4 nights lodging, 3 days of fully guided walleye fishing, and all of our meals. Go fishing with me, Crash. Your best trip ever. Sign up at ballardsresort.com. ballardsresort.com. And set the hook.
Are you the decision maker in your company? Consider this. For the first time in decades, there's a better option for a corporate card and spend management platform. Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management system designed to help you spend less money so you can make more. Most corporate credit cards offer points as incentives, but those points amount to less than their worth in real cash value. Ramp's business cards offer you cash back, real money in your pocket. Plus, you control who spends what with each vendor. And Ramp software collects and verifies receipts automatically, which means you'll stop wasteful spending and close your books in hours instead of days. Businesses that use Ramp add up to 5% to their bottom line the first year. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. And now get $250 when you join Ramp for free. Just go to ramp.com/sports. Ramp.com/sports. ramp.com/sports.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members of FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
The NBA playoffs have tipped off, and now we're to the finals between Boston and Dallas. But it's not too late to get on all the action with FanDuel, because right now, new customers, I'm looking at you and I'm talking to you, you get $150 back in bonus bets with any winning $5 bet.
That's 150 smackaroos, Sharpie. You can do same game parlays, live bets, championship futures, and so much more. No better place to bet all of the playoff action than America's #1 sportsbook. Just go to FanDuel.com, use the promo code ZONE. That's FanDuel.com/zone to get started. FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. 21 plus and present in Iowa. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expires 7 days after receipt. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
It's the Connor Happer Show. Are we sure we want to do this?
Could you, make an announcement that we're ready?
It's the Connor Happer Show on 1620, The Zone.
All right, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. It's the Connor Happer Show here on 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com. Connor Happer, Josh Odson with you. Plenty of things to come on the show today. Be joined by Allan Bell to talk some college baseball at the bottom of the 11 o'clock hour. Jacob Bigelow will join us at 1. We'll have some MLB reaction, overreaction. We'll finally break down the Tommy Pham White Sox situation.
People have been clamoring for our breakdown.
We'll do a full John Boy style breakdown coming up at about 12:30, and I will also reserve some comments for the White Sox broadcaster John Schifrin, who stinks. Let's just let's just go.
That's
there.
fair critique.
So we'll have that today in MLB reaction, overreaction, and that's the lineup. Powered by the Rooferies at John Higgins Weather Guard. Would love to hear from you guys. 402-951-1620 on the 42 Degrees of Source hotline. You can call or text that number. Tweet at Happer Show at Connor Happer on the JTech Construction Zone Twitter feed. By the way, on our favorite television segment, Chris Russo remembers things. This day, 1984, Bruce Springsteen releases Born in the USA.
Oh, it's a national holiday for sports writers.
Now, the sports writers probably tell you, Born in the USA, take it or leave it. But the others, the real deep cuts of Bruce Springsteen.
Nebraska, that's where it's at.
You can email Connor or Josh O at 1620thezone.com on the Equitable Bank Zone inbox. We encourage you to do so. And, of course, good morning to the YouTube streamers today. You could find us, YouTube/1620thezone TV, or, of course, conveniently located on our website, 1620thezone.com. There is where Mike comments in and wishes us a happy 6-4 day to all Iowa and Penn State football fans who celebrate, referring
Absolutely.
to the epic
Iowa-Penn State game circa 2004 that finished in a 6-4 Iowa win. If the only thing missing from that game is to get the 6 and the 4 in completely ridiculous ways. But Iowa got their 6 from 2 field goals, and Penn State got their 4 the only way you can get 4. Obviously, I don't know which other way you can get a 4. But I was hoping there would just be 3 other safeties. Now it's 2 Iowa field goals. Iowa beat Penn State 6-4 on a lovely October day in Happy Valley in 2004. So happy 6-4 to everybody.
A more Iowa football game there has not been.
It really set the tone for like the next 20 years. It's like ultimately it's going to devolve straight back to that point. Elsewhere on the show, we will we have super regionals that are set on the road to Omaha. People having takes about Caitlin Clark. I asked the question, why did it have to be Monday yesterday? Monday means the news cycle restarts, and people had the opportunity to say a lot of dumb stuff about the WNBA on the television, and boy, did they ever take that opportunity yesterday. So we give ourselves an opportunity today, finally, Josh. I'm excited for that.
People wanted everyone to talk about women's sports. This is what you get.
We'll do a little bit of a year in review, I suppose, on Nebraska athletics. Also, I have several gripes just with a lot of things.
Okay.
I just have a lot of gripes.
Get it out, man. No reason to keep that bottled up.
They're all regarding Nebraska football. I don't know why this stuff comes up and I get really angry, and so it made me do some research last night. Remember when we had Sam on yesterday?
I do.
And we were talking about the middle of the field and linebackers. Nebraska could be better there. Running backs, Nebraska could be a lot better there. As I mentioned, Nebraska's had one 1,000-yard running back in the last 9 seasons of college football. Would you care to guess? We'll do this. We won't do the full topic right now, but I want you to guess the number, Josh. How many 1,000-yard running backs have there been in the Big Ten since Amir Abdullah left? So since 2015, 9 seasons worth of college football. How many individual people have run for 1,000 yards playing their football in the Big Ten Conference?
I know we've looked this up before. We've done this exercise.
I'd like to do it again. I'd like to reiterate the point.
Yeah. 18.
18 would be low.
22.
22 would be low.
Oh, I thought I was right there.
You were not right there.
28.
28 is low.
Oh, wow. 36.
36 is low.
44.
44 is slightly low.
47.
46.
46.
46 human beings, and only one of them had a Nebraska N on their helmets, running for 1,000 yards over the last 9 seasons. And so I have some superlatives to come out of there, and I'll ask, why the hell can't Nebraska do this? Maybe having a good quarterback will help. Who knows? That's been another part of Nebraska's really, really bad play, basically over the last decade. So we'll touch on that as we go on throughout the show today. Like I said, want to hear from you guys as always, and I look forward to sharing my gripes with you today.
I mean, that's what we're here for.
Strap in.
We're here to listen to Connor Happer complain about things.
I mean, that really should be the name of the show. It's a little wordy.
It is.
But that's basically where we're headed. All right. We will return. More of the Connor Happer Show starts off next on 1620 The Zone.
Now live on Twitch, YouTube, and 1620thezone.com.
Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. EquitableOnline.com.
Looking for tickets to the hottest events? Look no further than Tickets for Less. TFL has tickets to everything from the college baseball championships to Husker football concerts and more, all with no hidden fees. Plus, score extra savings with promo code THEZONE now at ticketsforless.com.
Hey, everybody, it's Michael Smith for Ted and Wally's Premium Ice Cream. Now that we got through the spring and we're in the summer, what's better for summer than ice cream? I always say, get yourself a bucket load. Now, I know they don't sell it by the buckets at Ted and Wally's, but they do sell it by the pint. They do sell it by the half gallon. All you got to do is call ahead to get yours reserved today. And so many flavors. Go on social media, whether it's Facebook or on Twitter, and they have a list of the day's ice creams for both locations. That's in the old market, of course, and in Benson. Swing by there, get yourself some great ice cream this summer, and tell them Severe sent you.
Hey, baseball fans, join the Blur Tailgate at Hilton, Omaha this June for our 12th annual hospitality event during the College Baseball Championship Series. Book an experience for your clients or employees with an inclusive bar, buffet, TVs, music, and tailgate games. Secure your spot today and let Blur Events take care of all the work so you can enjoy the day. Plus, we're just steps away from Charles Schwab Field. Visit blurevents.com to book your group, buy tickets, or learn about sponsorships. That's blurevents.com. Your college baseball and football tailgate destination.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain.
But we don't speak Spanish.
So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks. Babbel's conversational method teaches you real-life words and phrases. And with Babbel's interactive bite-sized lessons, you'll remember what you learned.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas? ¿De dónde eres?
¿De dónde eres?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish.
Estoy muy emocionado para ir a España contigo.
Aw, he just said, I'm very excited to go to Spain with you. Nos vamos a divertir mucho.
And that means we're going to have a lot of fun.
Sí. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Let's get back to the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
I am also in the rundown for the show. I cannot hide that I am once again excited for a Kansas City Royals regular season baseball game today.
This one's big.
This is a big series.
Finally,
Royals
the
are
cowards in Cleveland. Stop ducking the Royals.
That's right.
Boys are playing some ball.
Royals are scuffling a little bit right now. And they sit a few games behind the Guardians, the top of the American League Central, and those two teams will meet for the very first time today. I will remind you that today is June 4th, 6-4. They're in the same division, so they'll probably play each other about 100 times between now and the next 3 months, which can only result in pain.
You'll be sick of them. There will be a brawl some point in the summer between them, the two.
Yeah, but they do have Seth Lugo on the mound today.
That's a good guy to have out there.
He's a good guy to have out there to change the tone, set the tone for the weekend or the week, I suppose. In this case, knowing the Royals, it's just the excuse for Seth Lugo to finally have his first bad start of the year, but we'll see. Speaking of Major League Baseball, let's talk about Tucupita Marsano.
Finally.
Who you've never heard of, but you're about to. He is currently a member of the San Diego Padres, but he's hurt.
Is he?
Well, I guess he is currently a member of no organization.
Guess he's unemployed.
He has been banned from baseball. He went the route of Pete Rose. Now, this one doesn't quite take on the same headlines as Pete Rose. I can't imagine in 30 years we'll be having daily conversations about Tucupita Marsano, but he has indeed been banned from baseball for life. He bet on, as a member of the Pittsburgh Pirates last year, he bet on 25 Pittsburgh Pirates games while he was assigned to the team. He was injured during all of those. So he was on the team, on the roster, on the injured list, and bet on 25 Pittsburgh Pirates games. And see, so my favorite thing about these gambling stories that we're getting now with, guys getting suspended and whatever it might be and banned in this specific case is how'd they do?
What was their record as a gambler?
Like you were dumb enough to not know the rules or think you could get away with it. Either way, completely idiotic, right? Very dumb. You're putting your career and your reputation and all these things at stake to play some simple sports bets. So we always get the information and what Major League Baseball has found upon their suspension, in this case, the ban of Mr. Marsano. In this case,
He gambled more than $150,000 on baseball and ended up winning a measly 4.3% of his bets during the 25 Pittsburgh Pirates games that he bet on while he was on the injured list last year. He bet on those 25 games. I don't know about the specifics of like what he bet on in those games or how many bets it was, but he lost all of those bets. He did not win a single bet, which seems statistically impossible.
We got to ask Allan Bell about losing 25 bets.
You ever lost 25 bets in a row?
Yeah.
Like if you lose like probably 6 in a row, it's just time to take a break for a little while. So if you were fading Tusapita Marsano last year, you're in good shape today.
Very. I mean,
who was it? Who was it, Josh, that got suspended? I think it was an NFL guy, or maybe it was the Alabama thing. One of these investigations came out and it revealed that they actually like made money. They were like actually doing a pretty good job.
Oh, yeah?
Which kind of makes it worse because then you're using your insider information to win bets, all of money that you have to like forfeit at the end of the day. Like, I guess, is it worse if you win most of the bets or if you lose all of them, like Mr. Marsano did here? $150,000 and you won 4% of your bets? That is not a great ROI, Josh.
It is not. Now, I don't know. Maybe the 4% that he won were big bets and he broke even. Seems unlikely. His salary this year is $276,000.
Whew. Yeah, this is this would be the definition of problem gambling.
Now let's go ahead and inject the obvious here.
Gamble responsibly.
Gamble responsibly. The rule number 1, it's in every Major League Baseball clubhouse in English and in Spanish. He has to know he can't bet on baseball, especially games that he is.
It's very simple, Josh. Follow the rules.
Yes.
You have to understand your surroundings. That's all. That's all we ask of these adult people. And when they don't, I think it's well within bounds to make fun of them.
Oh,
personally,
yes. You go 0 for 25 betting on Pittsburgh Pirates baseball, and you're in the clubhouse.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make jokes at your expense.
Bad.
Not joking about the gambling, joking about the losing.
Let me see if I could find. Any more specific details. So MLB's investigation. This is from CBS Sports. MLB, because I don't have the actual release. I need to get on MLB's press release.
Bigley says he won $6,450, but spent $150,000 to get that.
Okay. All right. So once again, not a great ROI. MLB's investigation found that Marsano didn't just bet on baseball frequently. He claimed to have gambled more than $150,000 on nearly 400 baseball bets, including MLB and international contests. But that he even bet on his own team, the Pirates. Almost all of Marsano's Pirates bets were on which club would win the game or whether there would be more or less than a certain number of runs scored in a game, overs, unders. Baseball said in a press release. It's notable that Marsano did not appear in any of the games that he bet on because of the injury. He also denied having any inside information that influenced his bets. Major League Baseball estimates that he won 4.3% of his MLB-related bets. And then there were some other people that were caught up in this investigation as well. All minor leaguers. They were Oakland A's reliever Michael Kelly, minor league Padres pitcher Jay Groom, Philadelphia Phillies infielder Jose Rodriguez, and Arizona Diamondbacks pitcher Andrew Saalfrank. And each of those guys decided that they were going to bet on baseball as well. Only one of them, Kelly, who ended up placing 10 bets at less than $10 a bet, ended up coming out ahead. He won $28.
Hey.
He netted ahead.
House always wins my ass.
Groom lost $430. Sal Frank lost $272, but nothing close to Mr. Marsano, who lost $150,000 in that neighborhood. This is against the rules. This is bad. It also, once again, should be noted that every time this happens, it's not necessarily like, oh, we like to turn everything into a bigger thing. You know, it's like, oh, this is an epidemic or whatever it might be. Like, oh, what? My question is, why do these people think they can get away with this? Why aren't they following the rules, first of all? And what makes them think they could potentially possibly get away with this?
Oh, he definitely thought,
because I don't think it's an
Peter Marsano. Nobody knows who I am.
Maybe because I don't.
Right.
I don't think it's an MLB education thing. You know, because they educate them and they're like, hey,
in the clubhouse.
It's pretty simple. You can't do this. And if you do, you will never play baseball again in the major leagues.
Look at this guy. He was very good at baseball, got a lot of hits.
Yeah.
He's got nothing now.
They can't put him in the Hall of Fame. Do you want to be that guy one day? No, you don't. So I don't think it's an MLB education thing. I think it just, once again, we're dealing with a little bit of stupidity, much like the Alabama baseball coach who was literally on the phone with the guy running bets at the Cincinnati Sportsbook.
He says it's a lock. Place the bet.
Yes, as the guy at the counter is telling the guy behind the counter, listen to me, if you knew what I knew, you'd be wanting to make these bets too. You don't think that's a red flag? Like, what are we doing? There's so much stupidity.
Real quick. People get blinded by money.
Yeah, I guess so. I that must be it. I can't really put a finger on it. But congratulations, banned for life from for this guy, Mr. Marsano.
What do you do after that?
You probably just go bet some more.
Well,
you could do it legally then afterwards, I suppose.
Okay. There's an avenue.
Hopefully you don't. Hopefully you don't. Hopefully, you could get some help.
Sure. I mean, I guess he's from Venezuela. Does he go back to Venezuela and
Oh, you could probably play in a Venezuelan league somewhere.
Become a coach.
Yeah.
Little coach the youngins, the players.
Something like that. Yeah. So weird. But congratulations on your ban, my friend. Thou art banished. Nice job, Josh.
Thank you.
All right. Let's take a break. Let's talk about these 1,000-yard rushers because I'm going to get triggered all over again.
Okay.
Why can Nebraska not have a 1,000-yard rusher? And why also, this is also to Sam's point, and I agree with him completely. Why does it also seem like Nebraska does not seem interested in having a 1,000-yard rusher? If Nebraska had a great running back on this team, I would feel like a win or two better. But they don't have that at the moment. Maybe it's because of misses in recruiting. We could dive into that when we return. It's a Tuesday edition of the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone. But first, swing for the fences this MLB season with FanDuel, Josh, America's #1 sportsbook. Because with Dinger Tuesdays, you can turn your dingers into dollars all season long. If you're a Major League Baseball player and you're listening to this, you are not allowed. You are not included in this promotion. All you have to do is bet on your favorite player to rip a moonshot, and FanDuel will give you $5 of bonus bets for every home run during that game. So I am looking at tonight's game between the Kansas City Royals and the Cleveland Guardians. Both Bobby Witt Jr. and Salvador Perez are plus 340 to hit a home run tonight. So place a bet on one of those players, and you get $5 in bonus bets for every home run hit during that game, whether they're by Salvi or Bobby or neither of them throughout the entire game. So that's a pretty sweet deal with you on the FanDuel Sportsbook. All you have to do to get on this action, unless you're a Major League Baseball player, head to FanDuel.com/Happer. Get in on that action right now. That is FanDuel.com/Happer. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. 21 and over, present Iowa bonus issued is now withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Max bonus $25 a game. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem, call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
Live from the Host Coffee Studio, this is 1620 The Zone.
Hey kids, what are you getting your ever-loving dad for Father's Day?
I know, a motorized monster truck. How about the new Taylor Swift album? You would love it.
Yeah, I'm sure. How about something from Osted's Golf? Name brand apparel up to 50% off. Strixon balls at crazy deals. And Dad's always love an Osted's gift card.
You have been putting a lot of balls in the water.
Not after my custom fitting. I'm smashing everything.
You're good at that with a monster truck.
Shop Osted's Golf for Father's Day.
The Osted family would really appreciate it.
Is your concrete cracked or uneven? Hey everyone, Coach Greg McDermott here to explain why you should choose Everlevel Concrete Repair. Many people think they need to replace broken concrete, but repairing it provides durable protection and comes at a fraction of the cost. Everlevel provides permanent repair solutions to fix your concrete and protect it against future damage, and it all comes with a long-term transferable warranty. They offer free inspections to walk you through the entire process. Call Everlevel Concrete Repair today.
Introducing Modern Real Estate, the game changer in Nebraska's property market. With a competitive 2% commission rate, we're making buying, selling, and investing more affordable and transparent than ever. Our experienced agents blend local expertise with cutting-edge technology to provide top-notch personalized service to all clients. Don't settle for less when you can save big without compromising. Visit modernrealestateco.com and experience the future of real estate today. Modern Real Estate, redefining the way you do real estate.
As you know, summer is right around the corner, and for most people, that means more activities, more golf, more biking, more of whatever you love to do. But if you're dealing with aches and pains, your more could become less. This is why I'm here to tell you about Relief Factor. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that helps fight pain naturally. For instance, I was sent Relief Factor to try, and I've been taking it every single day. I'll tell you what, I feel the difference every day. You see, instead of masking your pain, Relief Factor's formula is designed to help reduce or even eliminate it. It's 100% drug-free, and it's been a game changer for so many people. So let's get after it this summer. Let's feel good. Let's do more of the things that we love to do. Don't let pain keep you down. Give Relief Factor a try and save on your first order. Go to relieffactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Help fight pain naturally with Relief Factor. These products and statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
Madam Giselle senses something big coming. Is it a career change? Everything looks wet. I'm going to be a swim teacher. There's a roof. A swim teacher who also does roofing. No, the roof of your RV has a leak and it's ruining the furniture. Oh, that's okay. I'm covered by Progressive. But maybe I'm a swim teaching roofer who makes furniture.
Customize your coverage with Progressive's Roof Protection Plus and be prepared for the unexpected. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Roof Protection Plus available for RVs less than 6 years old. $250 deductible applies to any claim.
Don't miss great savings with the Storm Chasers on Thrifty Thursdays, presented by Pinnacle Bank. Every Thursday, get discounted tickets and select concessions at the ballpark, plus discounted domestic beer cans and small Pepsi products. Visit OmahaStormChasers.com.
Tickets for less. Best seats, best prices, no service fees. Shop ticketsforless.com. KOZN Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs. This is 1620 The Zone.
All right, welcome back. Connor Happer, Josh Hodson with you on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone and on 1620thezone.com. Somebody asked me before on the Equitable Bank inbox, Bidro.
Hi, Bidro.
When did Amir play for Mike Riley? Oh, Eric and Fremont. Eric and Fremont asked, when did Amir play for Mike Riley? He did not. I gave you that stat. So since Amir Abdullah left in 2014, there have been 46 players on Big Ten teams who have ran for 1,000 yards. So starting in 2015 all the way through last year. Let me give you some superlatives, Josh. First of all, Nebraska had 6 straight 1,000-yard rushers before that period of time. So ending with Amir Abdullah's final year in 2014.
All right.
And dating back the previous 5 years, the 6 years, including that year, and the 5 years before that. And so I want to note this, that 1,000 yards is actually not that crazy. People forget about that, Josh. 1,000 yards from running back, not that crazy.
Right.
And theoretically, Nebraska's rushing yards will be better dispersed toward its running backs now that their quarterback isn't going to have to run it 15 times a game just to try and sneak away a win somehow. So keep that in mind as well. Here are some facts for your butt.
Love butt facts.
No, for your butt,
Oh,
not about your butt.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
For your butt. So, like I said, the previous 9 seasons of Big Ten football, 46 players have accomplished the 1,000-yard threshold from a rushing perspective in the Big Ten Conference. Only one of them, Divina Zigbo in 2018, was a Nebraska player. And by the way, that includes the COVID year. Somebody did it. I'll tell you who in a minute. Somebody ran for 1,000 yards in the COVID year. You know how many games that was, Josh? Like 7.
That's right.
All right. So that's like half of a schedule. Every single team in the Big Ten has had a player accomplish this feat at least once, with the exception of Purdue, who decided when Jeff Brom was here that they would just never run the ball.
That's right.
All right. Do you know how many of those 46 players were Ohio State players?
I'll go half.
No, not that many. 6.
Okay.
6 were Ohio State players. Do you know how many of them were Wisconsin players?
Ooh, that's going to be more than 6.
Not more than 6.
No?
Exactly
5.
6.
Oh, 6.
Exactly 6. You know how many of those were Michigan players?
Really bad at this. 6.
4.
4.
You know how many of those were Iowa players?
4.
4 is exactly correct.
I'm getting better.
Yeah, you're unfortunately the line of questioning is actually, you know what? I do have more lines of questioning
Okay.
for you. You know how many of those 46 seasons in which a Big Ten player ran for 1,000 yards were just Jonathan Taylor by himself?
2.
3.
Ah.
You know how many of those were just Saquon Barkley by himself?
2. 3.
3.
3.
You know how many of those were just Mohammed Ibrahim by himself?
2.
3.
3.
And Mo Ibrahim had a season between each time he ran for 1,000 yards.
Wow.
You know how many of those seasons happened during the COVID shortened season where nobody even played or cared? 1. That equaled the amount of times Nebraska's done it in the last 9 years. You know how many players ran for more than 2,000 yards in a single season since Divino Zigbo ran for 1,000 yards just one time? 3. It's happened 3 times, including in the year of 2018. There's been 3 separate players to run for over 2,000 yards. J.K. Dobbins, Jonathan Taylor, and Jonathan Taylor again. And Jonathan Taylor again.
He was good. He was good.
So once again, I'd like to reiterate, this is not that hard. I've grown very frustrated with Nebraska's not running the ball with their running backs over the years. I have many spreadsheets that are dedicated to this exact topic. It doesn't just come down to 1,000 yards, but I do think that's a good illustrator for it. This is BS. And now I wouldn't say that I'm more triggered, because I do think that there is a window of possibility for Nebraska to get good production out of their running backs this year. But it does frustrate me that it seems like Nebraska would like to spread out, 500 or 600 yards, or maybe you spread out 1,200 yards between 3 backs or something like that. That is triggering to me, Josh. I think at a place like Nebraska, you should have a great running back. Wisconsin does it all the time. Ohio State does it all the time. Michigan does it all the time. Iowa does it most of the time. Like I said, there's 4 Iowa guys on this list. Penn State does it all the time.
Certainly
Minnesota has had, I believe, 5 instances over this period of time since 2014 ended where they've had a player run for 1,000 yards. 3 of them were Mo Ibrahim, and then I'm pretty sure Rodney Smith did it twice. Indiana's had more than Nebraska. Indiana! What do you know Indiana for, Josh? Michael Penix? That's pretty much it.
Yeah, end of list.
Indiana players, 1, 2, 3, 4. Indiana players have done this 4 times. Rutgers has done it the exact same amount of times that Nebraska has done it over the last 9 years. This is unacceptable. This is frankly unacceptable to me, Josh.
Antoine Randall, the only other thing I know about Indiana football.
There you go. But Sam brought up an old thing that triggers me yesterday on the show, talking about Nebraska and their running backs.
That's one of your core tenets about Nebraska football is there should be 1,000-yard back.
How do they not have a 1,000-yard back? How do they not have a good, bar none, at the very least, you should have what we would refer to as a good running back. Maybe you'd say that Trey Bryant was a good running back. Well, he was a good running back, but unfortunately, he had chronic knee injuries. You know that time in Moneyball where they're like, here's Kevin Youkilis. The only problem, he hits 300, but the only problem with him is that he waddles like a duck. In Trey Bryant's case, it was worse. He had chronic knee injuries. He could be really good, but he'll never play.
Seems like they should be able to have, if not 1,000-yard back, a dude back there, right?
Yes, Josh. That seems like a pretty reasonable request.
Seems like you can recruit to the history of the program and say, would you like to join this?
And so,
come to Nebraska.
And so here we are going into 2024, and Nebraska's got a sick quarterback, and they got some sick wide receivers, and their offensive line has been as good of a place as it's been over the last half a decade, at the very least. And we're sitting here trying to figure out how Ramir Johnson, injured for his entire career, Gabe Ervin, injured for his entire career, and Emmett Johnson, who lacks the type of ceiling that you might enjoy, are trying to somehow squeeze out 1,200 to 1,500 yards out of those three guys. Nebraska is not going to have the quarterback run game to lean on this year. They're going to have to disperse that production into other places. Theoretically, that means running the ball in a traditional format. You're the quarterback, you take the snap, you turn around, you hand it to the running back. And yes, the offensive line plays a factor in this. Of course, the offensive line plays a factor in this. But I can count so many times over the years where Nebraska running backs were given a yard and they got a yard. We're given 3 yards and they got 3 yards. Nebraska needs to have a running back where they're given 3 yards and they get 6. Nebraska needs to have a running back where they're given a yard and they get 4. Nebraska has to have a running back like Amir Abdullah, who would probably, the scheme would, in Nebraska's offensive line would find a way to plow ahead for 4 yards for him. But then guess what Amir would do? He would do a little spin and then he would run for 40 more yards. There's no reason that Nebraska can't have that. No reason. And so I'm a little bit flustered. Number one, obviously, at the history of it and how Nebraska hasn't had it, but also in the setup going forward, where it doesn't particularly feel like Nebraska under Matt Rule is all that interested in having it. Now, they recruited Kwan Lacey last year, and they had him all the way until they didn't have him. Maybe that would have been your answer.
I'm curious what they do if they do land a fish like that. Like, do they change their mindset? And
it has to be. It has to be, right? I mean, now, in order to get somebody like that, more times than not, you're probably going to have to show that you've had guys like that. And Nebraska's running backs have been, it's just been a deep well of really nothing. No offense to those guys over the last 10, we're talking about 10 seasons of college football here, Josh.
Not a small sample size.
No, it's a long time. Now I understand Nebraska's been bad and they have, they have better coaching now, whatever it might be. I could go year by year and tell you Nebraska's lead back. Last year, their lead back had 413 yards. Heinrich Harburg ran for more. That was Anthony Grant. In 2022, Anthony Grant had a good year, but remember, he was really, really great at the beginning, and then he got like 3 yards the rest of the season, starting in November. He ended up running for 915 yards in 2022, which is fine. Ramir Johnson ran for 495 in 2021. Adrian Martinez, the quarterback, had more than him. Nebraska's lead back in 2020 was Dedrick Mills. He had 400 yards. Nebraska only played 8 games that year, of course. Adrian Martinez had more rushing yards than him. In 2019, Dedrick Mills was their lead back again, 745. Adrian Martinez had only slightly less rushing yards than Mills. In 2018, Divina Zigbo had his 1,000, and I was a happy boy. And everything seemed to be going in the right direction for young head coach Scott Frost.
Oh, what happened then?
Well, bad stuff happened after that. 2017, Nebraska was going to have Trey Bryant. He only played in 2 games because of the aforementioned chronic knee injuries. And then they had to find a way to figure it out with Divina Zigbo and Mikhail Wilbon. Neither of those two ran for 500. 2016, Nebraska actually won 8 games that year. And they had Terrell Newby, who had 879 yards, and Tommy ran for another 500, and Ozigbo ran for another 400. I would take even that, Josh. I would take even that.
Okay, so you're not married to
I'm
the
not
number.
dead set on the 1,000.
Right,
I'm not dead set on the 1,000.
You're
Nebraska
not a monster.
Needs production from its running back, especially because they're not going to get rushing production from its quarterback. Dylan Raiola will run for less than 100 yards this year. He will probably run for less than 0 yards, if we're being dead honest.
Yes. Seems like
he will be sacked more often than he will, positively gain yards through the run game or scramble, or whatever it might be.
Got a quote from Bergen Nation here.
Hi, Bergen Nation.
This is on Twitch. I think having an accurate passing quarterback will make it much easier to run the ball. Years past in the Frost tenure, our quarterback passing was poor, and thus teams knew they just needed to stop the run on 1st and 2nd down and get us into 3rd and long. No passing threat equals makes it tough to run on early downs.
No doubt. No doubt. That's why I am mildly optimistic about this year. But with that being said, look at the room.
Mm-hmm. I don't love the room, but I think they might be in advantageous situations.
I'm just gonna read you all these players who have done it. You've heard all of their names. You know them all.
I do.
The last guy to do it, 2 guys did it last year in the Big Ten. Kyle Monungai from Rutgers and Blake Corum. 2022, Mo Ibrahim, Chase Brown, Blake Corum, Braylon Allen, and Nick Singleton. 2021, Kenneth Walker, Hassan Haskins, Braylon Allen, Travion Henderson, Tyler Goodson, Evan Hull from Northwestern, and Chase Brown. 2019, J.K. Dobbins, Jonathan Taylor, Rodney Smith from Minnesota. 2018, Jonathan Taylor, Miles Sanders, Karan Higdon, Mo Ibrahim, Stevie Scott, Reggie Corbin, Divina Zigbo, J.K. Dobbins, Anthony McFarland. You've heard of all those guys. You know who all those guys are. So you need to have a guy. And there's no reason Nebraska can't have it.
But it's also not like, to run for 1,000 yards in the Big Ten, you have to be like an NFL caliber running back.
Yeah, sure. Why can't Nebraska have an NFL caliber running back?
Well, Nebraska absolutely can, but it's not like you have to be a Pro Bowl running back to accomplish this feat. It's not easy, but it's not hard. It's an attainable goal.
It is. A couple emails from Chris.
Hi, Chris.
On the Equitable Bank inbox. Please pronounce his name correctly. Ozigbo. That's just what Mike Riley called him. He was an old guy. And he's like, Divine Ozigbo. He also says, not exactly shocking to hear that other schools have had better running backs than Nebraska over the last 9 years. If we're honest with ourselves, a better question and a shorter list might be schools who didn't have better running backs than Nebraska over that period of time. That would be a much harder list to put together because we don't have great, facts that go behind that. But
we have great facts, Connor.
And John emails in.
Hi, John.
How many times out of the 46 1,000-yard rushing efforts did the team that the player was on play Nebraska? Nebraska tends to give Wisconsin running backs about a quarter of the needed yards in a single game. Well, they played Wisconsin every single one of those years.
Fair.
So, yeah.
That hurts, but it's fair.
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor ran for a lot of yards in Nebraska. That much is certainly true.
Still have nightmares about him.
All right. Thank you for letting me get that off my chest. Nebraska should have good running backs. Sorry if that take offends you.
You're triggering the local fan base this week.
I'm sorry if that take offends you. When I grew up, when I was watching Nebraska football, it wasn't that hard for Nebraska to run the damn ball.
Run the damn ball.
Run the damn ball.
Let's
I thought you guys
go.
liked when they run the ball. Sorry if I'm triggering you snowflakes out there. Nebraska should have a 1,000-yard back. Bar none. Every time. Nebraska should recruit great running backs. Nebraska should not be in a situation where they have, we have 3 guys, and they could all do different things, and blah, blah, blah. No.
We got a bench rider out of the portal who might be good.
No. Recruit great running backs. They can play right away.
Right away.
Allan Bell is next on 1620 The Zone.
Mornings with Sharp and Handley.
This is something that I've been very cognizant of living in Omaha, because I think Nebraska athletics, whether it be trying to gain new ticket holders, new donors, new interest, yes, winning matters, is they need to be better in this town, like more visible.
Mornings with Sharp and Handley. Weekdays 6 to 10 on 1620 The Zone. Your Omaha area forecast presented by Funplex Water Park and Rides from the KETV Newswatch 7 Weather Center on 1620 The Zone.
Warm and muggy again on Tuesday, mainly dry in the morning, then increasing chances for scattered thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening. A few storms could be strong to severe after 2 p.m. with a wind and hail threat, highs in the mid-80s. I'm meteorologist Sean Everson from KETV Newswatch 7.
More with Connor and Josh after this.
We're going to have an extensive professional relationship, my man.
On 1620 The Zone.
Post is roasting every morning. Post Coffee Services is on a mission to invigorate every workplace with a blend of bold flavors and unforgettable service, creating moments with our coffee, water, and food services that spark joy, productivity, and connection. Call us today.
Proudly serving Nebraska since 1972. Post Coffee Services is always roasting something good for you.
Don't answer that. It's another roof gypsy ringing the doorbell. They are attempting to capitalize on the misfortune that Mother Nature has thrown your way. Make the right call to a trusted company that has faithfully served the Omaha area for over 35 years. The Rooferees at John Higgins Weather Guard.
For roofing, siding, and gutter repair, make the right call to John Higgins Weather Guard.
John Higgins Weather Guard, the home of the Rooferees. Make the right call.
Some people think business banking is only about transactions. But at Emprise, we don't view money as an end game. We see it as an engine. It's who we are. Transforming ideas into IPOs, turning potential into profit. Emprise is next generation business banking, where we help money work for you, not the other way around. That's the power of possible. Visit emprisebank.com to learn more. Member FDIC.
News Talk 1290 Coil is your radio home for Omaha Storm Chasers baseball, proud AAA affiliate of the Kansas City Royals. Tune in to hear every pitch, every hit, and every out as the Chasers play at Warner Park and across the International League in 2024. With the voice of the Omaha Storm Chasers, Nick Batters, on News Talk 1290 Coil.
Tune in to 1290 Coil all season long for your Omaha Storm Chasers baseball as they take on the International League. It's Storm Chasers baseball on 1290 Coil.
You go into your shower feeling, but as soon as you reach for the Irish Spring, your day immediately gets better. That crisp, fresh, unmistakable Irish Spring scent zings your brain and awakens your senses. So when you finally emerge from the shower, 37 minutes later, because you pay the water bill so you can stay in there as long as you want, you're ready to take on the day and smell great doing it. Irish Spring Body Wash and Bar Soap. Fresh, green, Irish. Shop now at Walmart.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit.
The biggest pro football contests in Vegas are back. Circa Survivor and Circa Million are now up to $16 million in guaranteed prizes. 2 ways to win, no rate. Circa Survivor contestants select one team each week with no point spread. Last the longest to win it all, $10 million guaranteed. In Circa Million, make 5 picks against the spread each week for your share of $6 million guaranteed. Quarterly and full season payouts. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere. Circasports.com for details. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-238-7633.
Introducing Modern Real Estate, the game changer in Nebraska's property market. With a competitive 2% commission rate, we're making buying, selling, and investing more affordable and transparent than ever. Our experienced agents blend local expertise with cutting-edge technology to provide top-notch personalized service to all clients. Don't settle for less when you can save big without compromising. Visit modernrealestateco.com and experience the future of real estate today. Modern Real Estate, redefining the way you do real estate.
Roofing, siding, and gutters. Make the right call with the rooferees at John Higgins Weather Guard.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Allan Bell, the AB3, on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
All right, so we're joined in the 42 Degrees of Source hotline by Allan Bell, driving the line, the AB3. Allan, hello. How are you?
Hello, sir. Doing fantastic. You all right?
Good. Yeah, I'm doing great. Coming off of a lovely regional weekend. Things are shaping up well for the teams that'll be making the trek mostly up north. Coming soon. How did your regional weekend go? It looks like your season-long prep did you good last weekend.
It did. We finished 15-6 over regional weekend, so really, really nice. There were some upsets for sure. You know, on day one on Friday, I was like, "Oh God, this is all just going to end up, random madness." And some of it did, but that was a good weekend, man, for sure.
Did you get? We were looking yesterday before the game. And it was earlier in the morning, but I think I saw East Carolina at like minus 400 for the winner take all, and then it kind of came down as it got closer and closer to game time. I certainly thought East Carolina was going to win a winner take all game there against Evansville. Did you get swept up in that yesterday?
Oh, badly. Yeah, that would hurt. Not only did I have ECU winning that game, I had the over as well, right? So,
I would have figured that those both would have been locks.
Oh my God, like, seriously, and it was like the over of what was it, 13, right? And it was, they came out firing, right out of the gate, and what we've seen across baseball a lot is like you'll see some runs in the first and second inning, and then it is Sahara Desert until the 8th inning. It's nuts, man. It feels like every game is like that, man.
It does. And I can't really explain it because especially in like game 7s of the regionals or, as you get closer to the end of the weekend in those, like everybody's out of pitching. Everybody's just going off of pure adrenaline. And sometimes there will be a guy. I mean, hell, it happened to Nebraska in the Big Ten tournament. Sometimes you'll get a guy who just like, he steps up there and he's like, yes, this is my moment. I've thrown 6 innings all year, but I'm going to throw 8 and, shut out one of the best teams in the country for 2 consecutive hours. Sometimes that's just the way it goes.
Yeah, it really is, man. And, it's just, dude, it's tough. Like, in ECU losing at home, I mean, my goodness, man, like that was brutal. But then, you saw it in Oklahoma last night, right? Like, especially like after getting Duke out of there. Like, I bet Duke to win that regional, right?
Yeah.
It was tough. And, we said it from the beginning in the Nebraska regional, right? Like how, like Florida gets dumped in there and
scary.
Oh, I mean, frightening because they had nothing to lose and talent wasn't their problem. It was like, I don't know what Florida's issue has been all year. It's something in the clubhouse, but it's not talent. Like they have major league players everywhere, right? And it was like, oh God! Like as soon as I saw it, I was like, I literally said on our show, I was like, Nebraska, please watch out! Like, be careful. They're insane. And then Oklahoma State ran into it too. Like, it's just madness, man.
Yeah, it was clear pretty much right away in that first game on Friday with Nebraska and Florida. It's like, I kind of get the sense on who's the better team here, but a lot of times the better team doesn't always win. So
Evansville, like they advanced past ECU and Wake Forest.
I think, Allan, and we'll talk about this a little bit later too. Because we look at this from the perspective of here in Omaha, like, what are we going to get? What's the field going to look like? What are the what are the fan bases that are going to be descending upon Omaha? But generally in the super regional round, I'm requesting a few things, and it is I want the best teams in the country to still be in the tournament. I want there to be a few underdogs, and I want the best players in the country to still be in the tournament. We have all of them. We've checked a lot of the boxes here for the super regional. So whatever, whoever ends up being the Omaha 8, I think we're set up for a pretty good series.
Yeah, I think we are too. Like that's what makes the College World Series so great is that it almost like it's so difficult to get through that it weeds it out. Now you have some surprises. Like, look, I'll say it right now. I still think Nebraska is a better baseball team than Florida, right? But in a weekend tournament, man, you don't know. But what you do know is that Florida's good enough. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And are they going to get to the College World Series? Are they going to win the Super Regional? Who knows? You know what I mean? But yeah, like going off of your point that the system, it weeds it out because you have to win so many times. Like, I'm not saying the NFL isn't like that because it's a lot of chalk that wins, but we've seen wild card teams get hot for 2 games, and get to a Super Bowl. It's really, really, really difficult to do that in college baseball and college basketball.
Yep.
And probably college football moving forward now that there will be 12 teams.
I agree. It's the same thing with basketball. There is an element of randomness to this entire thing, but ultimately, when we get to that final, I mean, it was the best 2 teams in the country last year in LSU and Florida, and yep. I very rarely you see that underdog that get all the way to the championship game.
It never happens. Like, college basketball, like we see upsets, all the time the first weekend, and it's great. We love it for it. But look at the national championships. It's always like chalk and blue blood teams. Like, like Villanova is like the pesky underdog. You're like, that's Villanova. Like, they're pretty good. Right,
exactly. We shouldn't be that surprised by that one. Hey, so we were talking about this a little bit before. And we've also chatted about it briefly as these things have popped up over the last couple of years. But professional athletes gambling on their sports, and in this case of the guy from the Padres, their own team, while he was injured on the injured list for the Pittsburgh Pirates last year, Marsano. Like, people always try to make this a big like societal thing, or like, hey, there's a problem and everybody's doing this. Like, I don't know what else baseball can do rather than continue to educate and also say, hey, look, if you gamble on baseball while you're playing baseball, you can't play baseball anymore. You would think that that's a pretty good deterrent, but I guess in some cases it's not.
No, look, I mean, sports is just a microcosm of society. I mean, we have people that drink and drive. It doesn't mean we all can't have a car.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's the same thing. Like, I agree with you. Like, I don't think that there's some massive problem, that's going on. I'll tell you this. The problem is when you're betting on a team that you play for and you still lose the bet.
Yeah, he lost a lot of them. Yeah.
Yeah. What are you doing? Like, buddy, you need to figure this thing out. Either you don't have a clue, or, that's my biggest thing. And, we say it like kidding around, but no, man, like, I'm with you. Like, there's no major problem. You're going to have this. We have laws. Some people break them. You know what I mean? Like, most of them don't. But what are you going to do? Like, that's just, it's the human condition. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to happen.
Exactly. Hey, I'm looking ahead to the weekend. So like you said, with Evansville, have fun in Knoxville. But you have also brought this up several times on this show. Tennessee they got a little choke to them sometimes. Watch out. It could get scary at one point.
Oh, let me say this. Tennessee invented choking. Like, yeah, like, dude, like that element, like, I had buddies that were texting me. They were like, thank God we got Evansville. I was like, no, I've read this book before. Like, I would have rather had Wake or ECU. Like, I understand. Like, they look at that and they're like, oh, man, we got to get ready. We got to prepare. Wake, ECU's coming in. No, Evansville, like, that's what gets us every time.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's no, like, guarantee on any of it.
They are still, I'm looking at FanDuel right now, they are minus 800 to win that super regional this weekend. So whether the history of choking exists or not, which I think we both agree that it does, you got a pretty good chance to get the Orange to Omaha.
Well, I'll tell you this, what we need to do is we need to keep track of how many people bet that minus 800, and what we're going off of, like, laws. Those people are money laundering. That's what those folks are doing. They're not concerned about the game whatsoever.
No, they're just using it. They're just using their opportunity that's presented in front of them.
Yes.
Anything you like as the setup for the super regional kind of got clear last night, and we're looking ahead, or have we mapped that out quite yet?
Yeah, so, teams that have just been playing well consistently, man. Like, I thought it was big for North Carolina. They've been consistently good all year. And the fact they got past LSU the way that they did, I like them to get there. You look at a team like Florida State, man. Florida State is playing excellent baseball. They have, really for a long time here. Tennessee as well, and I know we were just joking about it. But with Tennessee, you can't bet that. You know what I mean? And
right,
the
too
tough
much.
Part,
yeah,
and the tough part's going to be is that you're going to have a lot of them, super regionals that are tough. So you're going to have to go game by game. I'll say Fridays, unders, man. Like, you're going to see a lot of really good pitching on Fridays. Once we get to Sunday, hey, all things are open there, man. But, yeah, on Fridays, if you're betting game by game, yeah, take a look. The total's going to be really low. So don't just bet all of it under, but yeah, like there's not going to be a lot of runs.
One more thing before we let you go, I got to ask you about this patriotic candy corn situation.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah,
this would not have my attention whatsoever. In fact, I would take those and I would dump them all out at the grocery store, so nobody would have the opportunity to buy them.
Yeah, understood. And the funny thing is, I said that to a friend of mine in Iowa, who's like, they're just all about corn. Was like, oh, that looks fantastic. I was like, yeah. So I'll say this. I am one of the weird people who really likes candy corn, and they're delicious. But if you don't like candy corn, the proper move would be to throw them in a fireplace. Like, because if you, it's like double the taste of candy corn.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. Like, what does it taste like? Does it taste like candy corn, or does it taste like a bomb pop if it was candy corn?
Yeah, it's got the bomb pop flavor, but it's also candy corn, and it's like megafied. You know what I mean? So, like, if you don't like candy corn, no. This is not. It's not the stuff for you. And even if you do like it, it's still a little much. But yeah, it does have the bomb pop flavor. Yeah.
All right, AB. Enjoy the rest of your week, my friend. Enjoy the baseball this weekend, and we'll talk to you next time.
Hey, sounds good, brother. Appreciate you, man. Take care.
Al Bell of Driving the Line, the AB3. Yeah, he tweeted that out yesterday, and I thought, what the hell is going on here? It's a box, or one of those little containers of patriotic candy corn, red, white, and blue. Looks like a bomb pop, but it's candy corn. Stay away.
My dad loves bomb pops and candy corn.
I love bomb pops.
So...
Don't get me wrong. So if you were making a candy corn for me, it might look like this.
Now this looks like he just got it at like the gas station or the farmer's market or something. This doesn't look all that mass produced.
It looks like somebody reached into a giant vat and poured it in there with their hands. You can't trick me though, society. I'm not going to eat this, even though it looks like it's for me. We do have some Nebraska basketball news.
Are you ready for this, Connor?
Yeah, I think I'm ready to give it a shot.
Okay.
And we could talk about it briefly in the noon hour as well. Nebraska has landed a transfer from UCLA.
Fellow Big Ten school.
His name, you may have heard it before, but you may have never heard it said. Berke Buyuktungel.
That
Buyuktungel.
That seems right given the information I have.
Berke Buyuktengel.
I know you nailed the first name.
Berke Buyuktengel.
We are calling him the Bear from now on, everybody.
Berke Buyuktengel. Jonathan Giovanni had it first. UCLA transfer Berke Buyuktengel has committed to Nebraska. His NIL agent, Eggman Onan, told ESPN. The 6'9" power forward was one of the best remaining players in the NCAA transfer portal. Berke Buyuktengel.
Get ready to speak Turkish, Nebraska fans.
He is from the Turkey. Nice. Last year at people always look at the stat line. They're like, what is this guy going to bring? Really, is this guy going to be anything? Last year as a freshman, pretty highly rated player coming out. Played 16 minutes a game last year for UCLA. Started 8 out of the 26 games that he played in. Averaged 4.5 points and 2.5 rebounds. That could be misleading. I do think this is a nice pickup for Nebraska.
He's 6'9", 245. Might be able to use that.
Yeah, I mean this is a nice pickup.
Sure.
For Nebraska. We can have more on that in the noon hour, and we'll have plenty more with young Jacob Bigelow at 1 o'clock. We'll be back with the odd news next on 1620 The Zone.
I'm a fabulous driver.
The Connor Happer Show.
I'm one of the best friends you could ever have in your life.
On 1620 The Zone.
I hate you.
Omaha's most listened to all sports radio station. Again and again and again. 1620 The Zone.
For the second year, the Nebraska Lottery's NASCAR Powerball Playoff promotion has roared into our state, and the excitement is throttling up. Until June 24th, buy a Powerball ticket with Power Play and Double Play. Enter the voucher number, and you could be one of 15 Nebraska winners of $1,000 and the chance to win a VIP trip to the NASCAR Cup Series Championship weekend, plus a shot at $1 million. Enter today. Powerball top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
Success in today's electrical market requires your company to be able to adjust to an ever-changing field. A partnership with IBEW Local 22 gives you that flexibility with access to journeymen, apprentices, proven training programs, marketing assistance, entry into markets not available before, ability to expand and contract with changing market conditions, and a benefits package for you and your employees. Contact Bob at IBEW Local 22 for additional details at 402-980-7596.
It's going to be another sizzling hot summer. Stay cool with 35% off new Champion windows. Don't burn your money on high energy bills. Get new energy efficient windows from Champion. 35% off. Plus, get an extra $100 off every window you replace. The more you buy, the more you save. We help you choose the best design options for your home. We then build your project in our very own factory. Our install team manages your project every step of the way, and it's all backed by our lifetime guarantee. Plus, we're giving away the chance to win a $50,000 home makeover. Enter online today. Turn your house into your dream home with more livable space in a new Champion sunroom, or enhance your curb appeal with new siding. Now 35% off. Don't wait. This sale won't last long. 35% off windows, sunrooms, and siding. Plus, get an extra $100 off every window you replace. Call 877-GO-CHAMPION or visit championsavenow.com to schedule a free in-home estimate today. All discounts apply to our regular prices. Select styles apply. Minimum purchase required. Cannot be combined with other advertised offers. See store or website for details.
At Progressive, we know how much you love your recreational vehicles, so we decided to record this commercial in an RV.
With a family on vacation.
Mom, who are these people?
Oh, that's Flo and Jamie. They're recording a commercial, sweetie.
Don't they do that in the studio?
Normally.
No.
But we wanted to feature a family who bundled their home and RV and saved with Progressive.
Yeah, it looks like you're all out of chips.
Okay, I think we'll just drop you off at the next gas station.
Bundle your home and other vehicles with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Hey, baseball fans, join the Blur Tailgate at Hilton Omaha this June for our 12th annual hospitality event during the College Baseball Championship Series. Book an experience for your clients or employees with an inclusive bar, buffet, TVs, music, and tailgate games. Secure your spot today and let Blur Events take care of all the work so you can enjoy the day. Plus, we're just steps away from Charles Schwab Field. Visit blurevents.com to book your group, buy tickets, or learn about sponsorships. That's blurevents.com, your college baseball and football tailgate destination.
And now we've reached the point in the show where Josh Odson reads the peculiar, the bizarre, the comical, the odd news with Odd Son. Odd news, Odd Son. See what we did there? The odd news with Oddson.
Berke Bujuktanjel. Berke Bujuktanjel.
The whole break, everybody. This is what I'm not subjected to, but he said it a lot.
Am searing it into my brain. I really like getting pronunciations of names right. Can you confirm? Can Berke confirm himself for us?
Maybe.
Berke.
I clicked it.
Bujuktanjel.
Hear it.
Berke Bujuktanjel.
Bujuktanjel. Bujuktanjel.
You want it one more time?
Yes.
Berke Bujuktanjel.
Berke Bujuktanjel.
Sure.
I'll certainly not forget this.
No.
Josh, what do we have today?
We have, we make fun of Mad Dog for reliving baseball oddities. Well, today is one of those days that I found it fitting that we could relive this one.
Okay.
50 years ago tonight in Cleveland.
What happened?
The beer flowed like wine, Connor. It was 10-cent beer night. That's right. On a warm spring night along Lake Erie 5 decades ago, a well-intended promotion meant to draw some fans out to a Cleveland then Indians game turned ugly and triggered a booze-fueled riot now known as one of the most notorious events in American sports history. Billy Martin, manager of the visiting Texas Rangers, never one to back down from a fight, turned to his players in the dugout and told them to grab bats before leading a charge onto the municipal stadium field and into mayhem. The game ended in a 5-5 tie. Texas was awarded a forfeit victory because this was all Cleveland's fault.
Well, it was the beer companies, right? That's what it was Stroh's beer.
Mm-hmm. This is as infamous as disco demo night in Chicago. Before the first keg was tapped or 10-ounce beer was poured, there was already simmering tension between the Rangers and then Indians. A week earlier, the teams had brawled in Texas, where Rangers fans pelted the then Indians players with debris. After the skirmish, Billy Martin lit a proverbial match when he asked if he feared retribution on an upcoming trip to Cleveland. They don't have enough fans there for me to worry about.
Well, and then what happened was they had a lot more fans than they expected.
Sure. Local radio host Pete Franklin fanned flames by vowing revenge against the Rangers.
Classic radio host.
God, I wish we had that kind of power nowadays.
Maybe we do.
I mean, Thomas Fedoni did shush Josh. Maybe we do.
I'm on the Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
Notable attendees.
Oh, really?
Among the Indians players fleeing was outfielder Rusty Torres, who experienced 3 big league baseball riots.
Wow.
In addition to this game, he had been with the Yankees at the Senators' final game in Washington in 1971 and would end up being on the Chicago White Sox during the infamous Disco Demolition Night in 1979. Also, NBC newscaster Tim Russert, then a student at Cleveland Marshall College of Law, attended the game. Quote, "I went with $2 in my pocket," he recalled. "You do the math."
I miss Tim Russert.
That's awesome. I didn't know that little piece of the story. Gosh, this is great. So I don't want to read too much of this here, but it is fun.
Please.
Problems from the beginning. 6 days after the brawl in Texas, Cleveland's 10-cent beer night promotion drew 25,134 fans at Cleveland Stadium for the Tuesday night game, twice the number as expected. 12-ounce cups of beer were offered for just 10 cents each, a substantial discount on the regular price of 65 cents with a limit of 6 beers per purchase, but with no limit on the number of purchases made during the game. The Rangers quickly took a 5-1 lead. Meanwhile, throughout the game, the increasingly inebriated crowd grew more and more unruly. Early in the game, Cleveland's LaRon Lee hit a line drive into the stomach of Rangers pitcher Fergie Jenkins, and after which Jenkins dropped to the ground. Fans of the upper deck of the stadium cheered, then chanted, hit him again, harder, harder. A woman ran out of the Indians on deck circle, flashed her breasts, and then tried to kiss umpire Nestor Chilak.
Hell yeah.
Who was not in a kissing mood.
Oh, come on, Nestor.
As Grieve hit his second home run of the night, a naked man sprinted to second base and slid in, probably getting dirt in places unsuitable for speculation, in the words of one sports writer. One inning later, a father and son pair ran onto the field and mooned the fans in the bleachers.
Amazing.
Although it's not clear why some fans brought firecrackers to the game, which they set off in the stands or threw onto the field. As the game progressed, more fans ran onto the field and disrupted play. Rangers first baseman Mike Hargrove was pelted with hot dogs and spat at, and at one point he was nearly struck by an empty gallon jug of Thunderbird, which is what? Whiskey, I think, something like that, or a form of hard liquor.
Yes.
The Rangers later argued a call in which Lee was called safe and close play at third, spiking Jenkins with his cleats in the process, forcing him to leave the game. The Rangers' angry response to this provoked an enraged outburst from Cleveland fans who began throwing objects onto the field. A fan also threw lit firecrackers into the Rangers' bullpen. The cloud of firecracker and marijuana smoke further contributed to the unsettling mood. By the seventh inning, families and those fans who remained sober had mostly left the ballpark.
Sure, you got to get out of there.
The remaining crowd became increasingly intoxicated and belligerent. As sports writer Paul Jackson described in a 2008 article in the event, quote, early on, the demand for beer surpassed the Indians' capacity to ferry it to concession stands. And a luminary, perhaps the same person who suggested the promotion in the first place, decided to allow fans to line up behind the outfield fences and have their cups filled directly from Stroh's company's trucks. The promotion achieved critical mass at that moment as weaving, hooting queues of people refilled via industrial spigot.
So they saw things deteriorating and they did not say, why don't we cut this whole stadium off here?
Not really.
Okay.
Because the Indians came back to tie the game in the bottom of the ninth. And Rusty Torres was on second base representing the potential winning run. However, with the rowdy crowd that had been drinking heavily for 9 innings, the situation finally boiled over. Then there was some various fights between players and fans who had ran on the field. Billy Martin was Josh said, was involved, which is never a good thing.
The Indians,
he of short temper.
That's right. The Indians held another beer night a month later. Which begs the question, Connor, where is tonight's Guardians Royals game taking? It's in Kansas City, right?
It is not.
It is in Cleveland.
Yes, on the anniversary.
Is there a promotion going on?
Let me check.
You kind of have to acknowledge this.
Oh, do you?
I mean, I don't know if the Guardians do, but I mean, there's throwback T-shirts to this event. Like this is a part of baseball lore this day.
No promotions going on for tonight's game, which is a classic Cleveland baseball franchise move.
Right.
Do they have any promotions ever? Yes, they have some promotions sometimes. But tonight, just a regular old game brought to you by game sponsor Booking.com.
Booking.yeah.
Booking.yeah.
$10 Tuesday, maybe?
Maybe they have events that happen every week, but nope. No plans to acknowledge, does not seem.
Sad. Connor, if I say the word coprolite.
Coprolite?
Coprolite.
Coprolite?
Yeah. Do you know what that means? You know what that is?
I do not.
Okay. Well, the world's largest collection of coprolite is being displayed in Arizona. Coprolite is fossilized feces.
Oh.
Fossilized poop, if you will. It is being dubbed the Pooseum in Arizona.
Sure.
This is Guinness World Record verified in 2015. 1,277 pieces of coprolite.
Pieces
are being displayed. They range from dino droppings to other ancient waste. Where's this guy's name? Where's his name? George
Berkey.
No.
Oh.
George Franzen turned his collection, which now has amassed to up over 8,000 pieces, into a virtual exhibit and took the physical coprolites around various museums as a touring exhibit for years. He has now opened his own permanent location in Williams, Arizona.
You know, don't ever there's always a job for something. You can do whatever you want in this world.
Yes.
And you can make money on it. That's the lesson here, in my opinion.
When we were growing up, we were told you can be anything you want to be. And then we became adults and we said, well,
yeah,
if it's a job, you can do anything you want to be. But now anything is a job.
Anything is a job.
Yes.
Anything is a job if you're halfway decent at social media.
That's right.
Or if you can get in touch with the
local news.
With the
team.
local news.
Yeah. Franzen told Guinness, several years ago, I noticed a glaring absence of coprolite representation.
Me too.
In mainstream sources and museum exhibits. The Pooseum, billed as the world's premier dinosaur poop museum and gift shop, offers free admission to all visitors. So this is for science. This is not for
not for profit.
Yeah. The museum owner quit his job at a healthcare company earlier this year and moved his family to Florida. Then why is this museum in Arizona?
That guy's just waiting for like a fossilized poop related event to happen. You know, so that way he could be the expert and everybody could call him, like kind of like that bee guy who fixed the bees at the Diamondbacks game a couple weeks ago.
Now
it'll happen eventually. Trust me.
You may be asking yourself, who in their right mind would attend a Pooseum?
I'd say probably a couple thousand weirdos.
My 5-year-old would love a museum filled with dinosaur poop.
Can we go to the poop museum?
I want to go see the poop. All right, we'll go see the poop.
Kids love talking about poop.
It's fun. It's free. It's something to do.
Where is this again? Albuquerque?
No, Williams, Arizona.
Okay. I don't know why I thought Albuquerque just seemed like it would be.
Is that like Williams, Sonoma?
I don't know.
Finally, we go back to Michigan. We have an update on. Do you remember the story last week about the gentleman who zoomed into his court hearing on a suspended driver's license, and the judge was shocked and appalled that this man would be out driving around on a suspended license?
I do remember the story, yes.
Turns out it was not entirely true.
It was fake?
Not fake. You see, the driver in the incident, Corey Harris, who attended the virtual hearing after a traffic stop, he was told that everything was good, that his record had been updated and he can drive again.
Oh.
Now, what actually happened was, you know, it got caught in the red tape and his record never got updated.
Now, still not a good look.
Not a great look.
Not a good look.
You know, the judge can only work off of the information he has.
That's right.
And if the judge looks at the record and says, this guy can't be driving, and you're driving, he's going to make those faces.
I mean, you shouldn't be driving and zooming at the same time,
should
bar
not.
none, even whether you have a license or not.
Which explains the beginning of that clip where the guy is like, oh, hold on, I'm parking just 1 second. I'm parking right now.
Yeah.
Where he seems to be more concerned about the parking.
What do you think, Josh? You be the judge. Are you letting him off the hook?
I feel there's probably a middle ground that can be reached. Hey, legally you cannot be driving, but you thought you could be driving, so why don't we just like
find some. I mean, judges could do and say whatever they want, you know. So
no word on what the actual punishment will be, but we have found that not everything was what met the eye last week when we saw the Michigan Zoom courtroom.
Thank you for following up, Josh. That's important.
It is important.
Thank you.
Thank you, Connor.
That is the odd news. We will return. The noon hour is coming up. We could talk about Nebraska's new edition. We still have baseball reaction or overreaction. I got some more Husker football topics that I'm triggered about.
Yeah, big Husker football show today.
Just complaining a lot. We'll do that next on 1620 The Zone. But first, this week's Zone deal is to Cops Pizza. But it's more than just pizza, Josh.
Well, yeah.
It's more than just pizza. Josh, you know this firsthand. It's also serving steak, seafood, and pasta, and fresh salads, and as Josh knows, tasty charred wings.
I had them for my birthday. My wife said, whatever you want for dinner tonight, honey. I said, and this is no joke, Kopp's wings.
You could get them for your birthday as well. Dine in, carry out, or delivery from Kopp's with 3 convenient locations in Omaha. And you could get it via our Zone deal, which is on sale Friday at 9, $50 worth of vouchers for just $25. You don't get those deals anymore, Josh. $25 off of your meal, basically. I would look into it. Zone deals go quick, especially the Kopp's ones. On sale Friday at 9, 1620thezone.com.
Live from the Host Coffee Studio, this is 1620 The Zone.
On Saturday, June 8th, from Council Bluffs, Iowa, All Elite Wrestling presents Collision.
This is professional wrestling.
Live every moment.
We are doing this for you.
As professional wrestling's biggest stars bring a Saturday night fight to the Mid-America Center.
AEW is where the best wrestle.
AEW Collision, live Saturday, June 8th from Mid-America Center in Council Bluffs. Tickets on sale now at AEWTIX.com.
You go into your shower feeling, but as soon as you reach for the Irish Spring, your day immediately gets better. That crisp, fresh, unmistakable Irish Spring scent zings your brain and awakens your senses. So when you finally emerge from the shower, 37 minutes later, because you pay the water bill so you can stay in there as long as you want, you're ready to take on the day and smell great doing it. Irish Spring Body Wash and Bar Soap. Fresh, green, Irish. Shop now at Walmart.
Don't miss this week's Zone deal.
This week's half-off deal is Kopp's. Receive 2 $25 gift vouchers for just $25. Kopp's makes delicious pizza, fresh salads, and tasty charred wings. For the basic menu, click koppspizza.com. And for the extended menu, visit them at Shadow Lake Town Center, 180th and Center, and the newly reopened 72nd and Jones locations.
Zone deals go fast. 9 a.m. Friday, 1620thezone.com.
Email us on the Equitable Bank inbox with whatever's on your mind. Zone Inbox is brought to you by Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. You can get me, Gary, at 1620thezone.com. We want to hear from you on the Equitable Bank Zone Inbox.
Are you the decision maker in your company? Consider this. For the first time in decades, there's a better option for a corporate card and spend management platform. Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management system designed to help you spend less money so you can make more. Most corporate credit cards offer points as incentives, but those points amount to less than their worth in real cash value. Ramp's business cards offer you cash back, real money in your pocket. Plus, you control who spends what with each vendor. And Ramp's software collects and verifies receipts automatically, which means you'll stop wasteful spending and close your books in hours instead of days. Businesses that use Ramp add up to 5% to their bottom line the first year. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. And now get $250 when you join Ramp for free. Just go to ramp.com/sports. Ramp.com/sports. RAMP.com/sports.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members of FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
The NBA playoffs have tipped off, and now we're to the finals between Boston and Dallas. But it's not too late to get on all the action with FanDuel, because right now, new customers, I'm looking at you and I'm talking to you, you get $150 back in bonus bets with any winning $5 bet.
That's $150 smackaroo, Sharpie. You can do same game parlays, live bets, championship futures, and so much more. No better place to bet all of the playoff action than America's #1 sportsbook. Just go to FanDuel.com. Use the promo code ZONE. That's FanDuel.com/zone to get started. FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. 21 plus and present in Iowa. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expires 7 days after receipt. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
Hey, everybody, it's Michael Savit for Ted and Wally's Premium Ice Cream. 2 locations in the old market right off of Jackson Street, and also in Benson right next to Taste of New Orleans. You know, one of the toughest things about the summer is trying to figure out what you're going to do with the kids, right? You got to fill some time. It's a great time to go visit either one of the Ted and Wally's locations. Your kids are going to love getting some ice cream. You're going to love getting out of the house. It is a win-win for both of you. So whether you're going downtown and checking out the old market and getting you some ice cream, or going to Benson and getting some Taste of New Orleans, stop by and tell them Severe sent you.
Tickets for less. Best seats, best prices, no service fees. Shop ticketsforless.com. KOZN Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs. This is 1620 The Zone. Let's get back to the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Here comes the clown.
Berke. Buyuktunja. Berke.
You're going to create muscle memory before we're off the air today. I see what you're doing.
Quickly before I get riled up about something again. This is from Dennis Dodd. Remember when the Big Ten and the SEC were like, hey, I really like this 12-team playoff idea, but let's do more, and we want more auto bids than everybody else. Remember when they said that?
I do remember this, yes.
That has been put on pause, according to Dennis Dodd.
What?
Earlier this year, the Big Ten and the SEC were in the process of what amounted to a hostile takeover of the college football. I mean, yeah. Already succeeded in securing a combined 59% of media rights revenue under the new CFP contract with ESPN. They also socialized the idea of essentially taking over the bracket. The reaction...
Socialized?
That's what Dennis Dodd wrote, yeah.
Stick to sports, Dennis.
The reaction from within the system was far from positive. The attempted coup peaked or hit rock bottom, depending on how you view it. In February, when reports the two super conferences were attempting to grab the top two spots in the playoff for their respective champions beginning in 2026 when the new contract goes into effect. That was in addition to seeking 3 automatic qualifiers each for the two leagues. The final tally is that the SEC and the Big Ten wanted 10 combined spots in the larger college football playoff. I didn't agree with it, one administrator in the room at the time told CBS this week. It would potentially delegitimize the playoff to some degree. No league has that. No league gives you a lot of access because you have money.
But what if they did?
Well, that's what the Big Ten and the SEC are trying to argue. So that is currently being put on hold because everybody else said, all right, enough.
That's a bridge too far.
You're going to go ahead, just keep pushing us around, whatever, keep us part of this, but come on, give me a break. And then maybe, Tony Petitti and Greg Sankey looked at each other and they're like, yeah, we're kind of being jerks here. Let's just stop for a while. And that's what's happened here, it seems.
Maybe next contract you can work that in. Not this one, not today.
They you gave them a little window of opportunity and they went for it. That much is for sure. I got this one for you. Okay. Oh, so should I be complaining again, or should I maybe give you something more based in fact? Do you like facts or do you like when I'm angry? This is a very tricky thing for you, Josh, because I know you really like your integrity, but you also are very clickbait.
Uh-huh. I kind of like it better when you're angry.
All right, here we go.
I'm sorry, audience, if I picked wrong.
I've already seen some, and there's been various rankings of Nebraska's schedule and which game is the most important and blah blah. We're getting into all that stuff right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I've already seen a couple of those, and I read the comments. Maybe I shouldn't read the comments, Josh.
That sounds like that one's on you.
Maybe I shouldn't read the comments. I could just stay away from this entirely. But I chose not to in this case, and it triggered me.
If there was a good comment in the comments section, they would be on a media outlet of some kind.
Oh, I mean, not everybody with a good take works in the media. There's people with great takes out there.
That's not what I'm saying. If you had enough, if you strung enough good takes together, you would be a part of.
Well, I found a lot of bad ones.
Some way to get your voice out.
And I know people echo this sentiment from time to time. So I've seen the schedule things, and they're like, "Here's the most important game," and all the comments will say, the most important game? The UTEP game. It's the first one. Time for you guys to grow up. Grow up. The UTEP game is not the most important game on Nebraska's schedule. But it's the first game. It's the next game. Just get the first one first. I get it. Nebraska's had a mentally weak program, and they're going to have a mentally weak program until you decide that they don't have a mentally weak program. I thought they made strides in that category last year, but there's no way that you could be that much of a snowflake, that you could be that soft to think if Nebraska doesn't win their first game against UTEP, a team that they're 4-touchdown favorites against, oh, but if they lose that game, everything is going to fall apart. We don't have to treat this program like children anymore. They have an adult head coach. They have an adult head coach, and they're capable of taking care of their business. Nebraska is going to win the game against UTEP. We should not be concerned about this in the least bit. Watch out for UTEP. And remember, if you start 1-0, that's the most important thing, because I just think it could build the. It's the same people that thought the Akron game would have somehow made Scott Frost a better coach. Give me a break. Give me a break. We're talking about adults here. They're going to beat UTEP, and not only are they going to beat UTEP, if they don't beat UTEP, then guess what? Not everything has to fall apart.
Mm-hmm.
They just lose. Sometimes you lose games. We can treat people like adults out here. And you don't have to win the first game in order to have a successful season. I'm confident that Nebraska will. I'm confident that Nebraska will take care of their business. And I'm not worried about UTEP. I'm glad that Nebraska has a schedule set up where they don't have to play Ohio State in the first game of the year. That is exciting to me. But part of that process is admitting this is a game that Nebraska should beep, boop, boop, just walk right over and win. We have to admit that to ourselves. Nebraska is good enough to do that, and we should hold them to that standard. What if they don't win? What if they don't win? They're going to win.
I would argue fairly succinctly that this is not even in the top 10 most important games of Nebraska's
Thank you,
football
Josh.
season.
This game is stupid.
It is not a conference game. It is not a game against a Power 4 team or a P4 team. I don't know what the verbiage is yet.
In fact, you know what? I would like to minimize the importance of this game as much as I possibly can, because you play Colorado the next week, and that is actually an important game.
Mm-hmm.
Nebraska needs to beat teams that sort of look like them in the record column. They need to win those games. That's a big game.
Only Northern Iowa is less important than UTEP.
Nice, Josh.
What are we doing here?
But Josh, it's the first game. It's the first game. They have to win the first game. Just win the one right in front of you. Win the at bat. Win the day.
1-0.
You are the fan. You are not the coach.
Yeah.
You are not the coach of the team. You are a fan of the team, and so it's okay for us to have these conversations about writing W's and L's next to the game all season long. It's what we do. It's well within the laws. We do it every single year.
Every year.
We're going to continue to do it. And UTEP should be a win, and Nebraska's going to win the game, and they're going to win the football game. They're going to bring that trophy back to Lincoln, and then they're going to play Colorado the next week. And that will be an important game of which we will have much discussion about from a variety of different angles. But we should have no discussion about this game other than the fact that it is Dylon's first game, and I'm excited to see the young boy play.
That's right.
That's all. It's just the Dylon game.
It's just all right. Football is underway. That's it. That's all it is.
Yes.
That's all it has to be.
Football's here. I'm excited about it.
Uh-huh. Hey, remember the doldrums when we didn't have football?
That was the past. That was the olden times.
Remember when we tried to make a benches clearing brawl between the Cubs and the Brewers in early August seem meaningful, and it actually wasn't? Well, now we can talk about football.
Exactly. Remember when we had to try and force a topic about Caitlin Clark every day? Anyway.
We'll have that later in the show, by the way.
Sal writes in on YouTube, let the anger flow through you.
That's a Star Wars thing, Connor. Let the hate flow through you.
And Star Wars Fiend coincidentally comments after that, why do I all of a sudden feel attacked? But this is actually a Connor rant that I can get behind.
If you
feel attacked, then it's not you probably didn't like that rant.
If you feel attacked right now, if you feel like, no, Connor, you're wrong, don't complain. Don't get mad on the internet. Sit wherever you have I don't know where people have mirrors anymore, but look in the mirror at yourself. Work on you before you come back at us and say that we're wrong.
Jesse writes in on the text line.
Hi, Jesse.
I am going to take this text literally. All right. Maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. But here's what it says. The Akron game would have changed everything. And if we lose to UTEP, then what the hell are we doing? Nebraska's not going to lose to UTEP. Clearly, it is the most important game. Coach Rule always talks about 1-0. Geez, I think it's sarcastic now that I look back on it. I think it's sarcastic.
Guys.
So I'm going to treat it as a sarcasm text. But I will also give you a real response. Matt Rule is different from you because Matt Rule is the coach of the football team. This is something that I don't think we have a great grasp on sometimes. So I need to spell it out. He is the coach of the football team. So when he says we need to win the day, he literally means they need to win the day and they need to do everything right. You don't have to care about winning the day because all you care about is the 12 football games. That's all that matters. Those are the only tests you get, and those are the only things you're graded on. That's it. That's the sport. So you don't have to care about how they're doing on June 4th. If you don't want to, some people do, but guess what? They ain't keeping score. They're keeping score on August 31st, and that's what you get.
This is a very passionate fan base, and I respect that. I love that about this.
Jesse
state.
confirms it is sarcasm.
Thank you. But I do think we need to dumb it down even further.
Okay.
For a certain segment of the audience.
Keep going.
Listen up. Stop what you're doing. You might need to park the car.
He's standing up. What's going on? Let me get really close.
Are not on the football team. You can do things outside of football. It's important. It's a big chunk of your life. A lot of your happiness is invested in it, and that's okay. But you are not an actual member of the team. You don't have to parrot what the coach says ever. You are an independent person, and I believe in you.
Oh, that's so nice. That's so nice. A little giddy up. Little pat on the back.
I'm gonna tear you down and I'm gonna build you back up.
I was gonna say I thought you were gonna be really mean on that, but it ended up nice.
Mid rant, it felt really mean, and I said, you know what, I gotta build these people back up because they're good people.
I know these people, they're good people. I know these people.
The best people.
I know these people, they're great people. Chris in Montana writes it. Dylan goes 16 for 20 for 240 yards. And Nebraska rushes it 50 times for another 240. Nebraska 37, UTEP 7. No biggie. Thank you.
50 carries?
Nebraska as a team rushes it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Feels high.
They're all over him.
Mm-hmm.
Venmo Chris. Sorry, taking notes. How should that game against UTEP go? Was it beep, boop, boop? Just making sure I got that right.
It's just like a fortune cookie.
Did we say that? Is it just?
You said that you did the tiptoe.
Beep, boop, boop. That was me walking. That was me walking.
This. That was a segment of Look at This, where Connor is tiptoeing with his fingers while he says beep, boop,
beep, boop, boop. That's how that game should go. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. That's the easy test.
You might even say, forget about it.
Forget about it. Indeed. I would say, forget about it. John emails in.
Hi, John.
Nebraska absolutely cannot lose to Colorado for the fourth time in a row.
It's a great take.
Agreed. We'll talk about the importance of that game at some other point. I would have focused on the stupid UTEP game because if I see another comment that says UTEP is the most important game because it's the first game on the schedule, I'm going to have to strangle somebody. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
We don't need to read in the paper radio host strangles Nebraska fan.
Grow up. Just grow up. That's all. Treat these people like adults. They should be held to the standard that they're going to win that game. It's not important.
This isn't North Dakota.
When Nebraska
this
wins
isn't Buffalo.
Yeah, when Nebraska wins it 42-14, you're going to be like, oh, that game wasn't a big deal. Because it wasn't. And it won't be.
Gosh, I was worried for nothing. Yes.
Yeah, you were. You worked yourself into a tizzy. And now all of a sudden Colorado's on your ass. And you didn't even prepare yourself mentally all summer because you were thinking about UTEP the whole time. Give me a break.
The biggest problem you're going to have after the UTEP game is you're going to call into this show the Monday after and you're going to go, why hasn't Adidas released the coaches polos yet? I one game and I don't have the coaches polo. I don't have the sideline authentic polo yet. That's you. That's what you're going to do on Monday after the UTEP game.
We've seen this happen enough, Josh. We've seen it. We've seen it happen. Kenneth writes in on YouTube.
Hi, Kenneth.
Does Josh just do the Lou Holtz pregame speech bit from ESPN? He kind of did, yeah.
Was that a bit?
They did. They used to do that. Lou Holtz would give a team a pump-up speech before the games.
Alabama,
Yeah.
listen up.
Yeah.
You got this. Don't forget, at the beginning of the day, you're Alabama.
Okay, this is a good question. Star Wars Fiend.
Hi, Star Wars
I
Fiend.
have a question, hypothetical. If Scott Frost was still here, would UTEP be the most important? If so, that's the difference between where Frost was and where Rule is going to. Sure. Soft program, mentally weak program, normal program.
Okay, I follow.
Two
the
different
question, though.
things.
Yeah.
Two
Sure.
different things.
Uh-huh.
I like that, Star Wars Fiend. I would actually sign my name on that. I would subscribe to that. Like I said, these are great people. These are awesome people.
The best people.
MLB reaction overreaction is next on 1620 The Zone.
Previously on the crossover.
I opened up my fortune cookie last night, and on the front it says, here you could download a bunch of music. And then on the back, there's a QR code for Napster.
Yeah, fortune cookies used to be fun, whimsical. At the end of your chicken fried rice, you're like, boop, boop, boop.
Boop, boop, boop. That's exactly what I did
we had
last night.
Chinese the other night. I don't think we ever got fortune cookies.
Even worse.
Mornings with Sharp and Hanley. The Connor Happer Show. Unsportsmanlike conduct. 6A to 6P. 1620. The Zone. Your Omaha area forecast presented by Funplex Water Park and Rides. From the KETV Newswatch 7 Weather Center on 1620 The Zone.
Warm and muggy again on Tuesday, mainly dry in the morning, then increasing chances for scattered thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening. A few storms could be strong to severe after 2 p.m. with a wind and hail threat, highs in the mid-80s. I'm meteorologist Sean Everson from KETV Newswatch 7.
The Connor Happer Show returns in minutes on 1620 The Zone.
Funplex asked an AI assistant where you find ultimate summer fun. And, well...
Funplex, Nebraska's largest water park and rides, now with the brand new spinning, tilting Wipeout. Tasty treats, special events, private cabanas, and more. Probability of unforgettable fun, 100%. Funplex is the best choice for an all-in-one day of summer excitement.
So, see you at Funplex then?
I am a language model.
Yeah, fair enough. Get your human tickets at fun-plex.com. Let's go!
If you need bold banners to boost your business, but you're on a budget, think Staples. Because now at Staples, you can save up to $50 on your print purchase. From posters and flyers to signs and menus, Staples can print anything you need to move your business forward. And with Staples Print Perfect Guarantee, it's done right or it's printed again free. Plus, same-day service is available on hundreds of items if you order by noon. Get it printed right at Staples. And now get up to $50 off your print purchase. N76, visit staples.com/print for details.
Hey, Omaha, on the hunt for tickets to the next big event? Look no further than ticketsforless.com. Offering transparent, upfront pricing and stellar customer service, Tickets for Less ensures you're always going to score the best deal on your tickets. Shop online, swing by their store, 145th and West Center, or give them a ring at 402-398-1999. Plus, snag 10% off when you register on their free mobile app. Already a user? No problem. Just enter the promo code THEZONE for instant savings at ticketsforless.com. Secure your seats and save big today with Tickets for Less.
You go into your shower feeling, but as soon as you reach for the Irish Spring, your day immediately gets better. That crisp, fresh, unmistakable Irish Spring scent zings your brain and awakens your senses. So when you finally emerge from the shower, 37 minutes later, because you pay the water bill so you can stay in there as long as you want, you're ready to take on the day and smell great doing it. Irish Spring Body Wash and Bar Soap. Fresh, green, Irish. Shop now at Walmart.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain.
But we don't speak Spanish.
So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks. Babbel's conversational method teaches you real-life words and phrases. And with Babbel's interactive bite-sized lessons, you'll remember what you learned.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿De dónde eres?
¿De dónde eres?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish.
Estoy muy emocionado para ir a España contigo.
Aw, he just said, I'm very excited to go to Spain with you. Nos vamos a divertir mucho.
And that means we're going to have a lot of fun.
Sí. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Okay, time for some MLB reaction, overreaction. This will be fun. I'm not in a heightened emotional state today.
No.
Not even a little bit.
Couldn't be us.
By the way, Joel Klatt put out his top 10 games that will shape the 2024 college football season.
Where did Nebraska UTEP rank?
Unfortunately, Nebraska UTEP weirdly didn't make the list. I find that to be a snub.
Oh, well, it's every game in the country, right? So,
well,
we must have finished like 11th or 12th.
Remarkably, Joel had the gall to put on this list Nebraska's second game of the year.
But that's not the first game. That's not the next game.
Correct.
You
and
can't
Joel,
be looking forward.
He seems to be ignoring this very obvious fact.
Wow.
He has Nebraska, Colorado in one of his top 10 games that will shape the 2024 college football season. Nebraska and UTEP nowhere to be found, interestingly enough, on the list. I don't know. We'll have to call up Joel.
Do you think it's possible he forgot?
Yeah, I think that's the most likely scenario, probably.
Wow, embarrassing.
Yeah. It's a tough list, but
real snafu for Joel Klatt.
All right. The writers have come up with some things for us to talk about today. Writers who have been in their caves watching baseball for
nonstop
the last week.
They've been really walking around on eggshells today. You can see it around the office. They're like,
Yeah.
"Ooh, Connor's triggered today."
What are they chewing on? Josh, what do they got for us?
Take number 1. MLB Skills Challenge at All-Star Weekend will be a hit.
The first time I heard about this was yesterday.
I have not heard about it.
MLB All-Star Weekend adds prospect skills competition, including target practice and power display. Let me explain it to you, Josh. Round 1 will be called Hit It Here. Hitters will aim to hit infield and outfield targets in order to earn points corresponding with each target's value. 4 obstacles representing traditional infield positions will be placed on the infield dirt, and hitters will earn points for hitting outfield targets on the fly or on a bounce. Round 2, call your shot. Hitters will have a number of swings to showcase their control, which is a very important thing when it comes to hitting. To start, they will announce which field, left, right, or center, they'll try to hit the ball. If they're successful, then they will choose to hit one of the 2 remaining fields. Once successful, will have to hit the last, and once successful, they'll have to hit the last field. After all fields are cleared, hitters will continue to call their shot to any field with their remaining swings. All hits must hit the outfield grass to count. And round 3 is swing for the fences. Hitters will showcase their all-field power and attempt to hit home runs. Batters will earn bonuses for homers hit to the batter's opposite field and will have the opportunity to earn additional bonus points for streaks of home runs hit on consecutive swings. This sounds like the dumbest thing I've ever heard, and I do not think it will work.
So here's
people will care.
Here's what I don't like about it. This is not going to work because no one is going to watch it.
That's right.
Because it takes place at the conclusion of the Futures game,
Which nobody already watches.
Yeah, and it's It's just a bunch of prospects doing drills. Now, if you get
it's not even a drill. It's a fabric. It's a made up. Like if you were, what you're aiming to do is show off what makes these baseball players so fun to watch.
Yes.
Why they are so much better at their jobs than you are at baseball.
Not everyone's a home run hitter, so not everyone could participate in the home run derby.
And guess what? That's just a really hard thing to display when not in the, especially, I mean, number one, when just playing baseball, very plainly. And number two, when not in the heat of competition and things like that. It's a hard thing to do. It's a hard thing to show off. So I would have rather went the route of like, let's have some fun and let's make some people look stupid and do that entire thing, like pitcher home run derby, as I've been suggesting for years. But that's not the way that Major League Baseball went. This will be dumb, and I will not care about it.
It is an idea, and I appreciate that. It's an attempt. I appreciate that. I don't think this is it.
Okay.
Take number 2. The 2020 MLB draft, along with the year 2020, was cursed.
Well, let's go through the evidence, shall we?
Please, yeah. I'd like to hear this.
The number 1 overall pick that year was Spencer Torkelson.
Torque bombs.
He of demotion.
Oh.
As of the weekend, he was demoted to AAA Toledo after a very unsuccessful start to his season.
Toledo coming to town anytime soon?
I don't know.
Let's see some torque bombs at Werner.
The number 2 pick was Heston Kjerstad out of Arkansas. He debuted at the end of last year, and he was optioned at the start of this season. Hasn't quite got there yet. The number 3 pick was Max Meyer, the Marlins. He debuted in 2022. Then he had Tommy John. Then he made the opening day roster this year, made 3 starts, and got sent back.
Oh.
The number 4 pick was Asa Lacy out of Texas A&M to the Kansas City Royals. He has been hurt his entire professional career, including right now, much to my chagrin, but it does make me feel better that all these other guys suck. And the number 5 pick, Austin Martin for the Toronto Blue Jays, has been traded to the Minnesota Twins, was hurt all of last year, started this year in the major leagues with Royce Lewis being predictably hurt, and he was sent back to the minors within 3 weeks. All in all, there are exactly 0 top 10 picks that are currently from the 2020 draft that are currently in the major leagues. For example, the 2023 draft, which happened notably less than 1 year ago, Josh.
That's true.
Currently has 2 major leaguers.
I'm looking at the 2020 first round draft. Pete Crow Armstrong might be the best player in here.
Garrett Crochet.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So, like, Reed Detmers has thrown a no-hitter, but he's currently in the minor leagues.
That's where I clicked on him. I'm like, wait, I know that name.
But there's nobody here. I mean, there's nobody who's made an impact yet. And 2020, as we've mentioned a few times, kind of a long time ago, Josh.
Definitely.
Kind of a long time ago. So, yes, this draft was cursed.
Mason Wynn.
This draft was cursed, just like all of year 2020 was cursed. Now,
sad.
I will say this, Josh. There was a notable pick. Do you know the first? Don't scroll.
No, I've closed the I've closed the tab.
The first player drafted in that draft to become an all-star happened in the 4th round.
No.
That would have been Spencer Strider. Who
is
maybe not so coincidentally is hurt
this year. At the whole year.
I believe there was only 5 rounds in that entire draft, and there has been 2 all-stars to this point, both members of the Atlanta Braves, Spencer Strider and Bryce Elder.
Oh, Bryce Elder in the minors.
So, yeah.
Not hurt, but not good.
Definitely a cursed draft, cursed situation.
Definitely. Take number 3 from our writers. Thank you, writers, by the way. Pete Alonso will be traded at the deadline.
Pete Alonso is on an expiring contract, Josh.
He is.
He will be a free agent. They did not get a deal done before the season. The Mets are bad yet again. Nobody wants to play for them. Jorge Lopez is throwing his glove into the stands. He's demanding he be cut. That didn't happen, but he did get DFA'd. Pete Alonso will be the prize pick of the trade deadline this year, I believe. And I mean, each team is looking for different things, and we'll do more trade deadline stuff as we get closer and closer. But this will be the biggest name that is out there at the trade deadline. We could even be running into one of those situations where Pete Alonso competes in the home run derby, with a Mets jersey on, and then
a month later,
a week later, he has a different jersey on.
Mets expected to flirt with a fire sale.
Yeah,
selling Pete.
I mean,
Alonso,
they have a lot of
JD
guys
Martinez,
on
Luis
short
Severino,
contracts.
Yeah,
they have a lot of guys on short contracts.
Jose Quintana.
So yeah, I think this will.
I think this is. I think this is real.
This will be the guy that gets moved, and then everybody always says, like, if you're in the Mets camp, the natural reaction is, yeah, let him go, get something out of him right now, and then try and re-sign him again in the offseason. Never works that way.
Yeah,
not going to happen.
He did not re-sign there because he does not like it there.
Once he's gone, he's gone. Mm-hmm. So you can go ahead and put that dream away.
Take number 4.
Yes.
The Phillies and the Yankees have separated themselves from the pack.
I mean, it's June 4th. So, like, it's hard to say, hey, this is over. These are the two best teams. These are definitely the two best teams in baseball right now.
Right now, sure.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't tell you everything. Separated themselves from the pack tells you that it's going to be these two and then everybody else for the rest of the year. And I don't know that we have enough information to make that declaration yet. Talk to me in a month.
Now,
talk to me in a month. I believe we'll be arriving at the halfway point in about 2 or 3 weeks. So, then we can maybe make some more definitive proclamations at that point.
I don't know about the Yankees, but I know the Phillies have played the single least difficult schedule in Major League Baseball to this point. Now, that's not me, a Braves fan, saying, oh, the Braves are going to catch them and all that. But, like, they have not played a difficult schedule, and you can only play who's on your schedule.
Yeah, the strength of schedule is stupid. It's stupid to think about for baseball. It's a baseball game.
Right. They're a bit of a wagon. Where are you going to beat them in a best of 7 series? Where's the holes?
Right. But I'm not thinking about that quite yet. I'm thinking, like, all right, these are going to be the two teams with like 100+ wins this year. And I just don't know that to be, like, they could very easily be joined by several others that are lurking in the shadows of that company.
I feel like the Dodgers are inevitable.
Yep.
To a lot of extent.
Indeed. They're lurking at the moment as well.
Take number 5, right?
The writers have a request for us here.
Oh, okay. We should spend a few minutes talking about everything that happened in the Tommy Pham thing, including the dumbass White Sox announcer who is a jackwagon.
Oh, wow. White Sox writers, great take. Interesting.
The rare dumbass jackwagon double play.
Weird.
You always get one or the other. It's never both at the same time.
Let's check the tape, Josh.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead and cue me up on the video over here if you can.
Right, let's take that off. Let's unmute that. Okay.
Press a button. Press your little buttons over there.
All right. I believe I'm ready.
Let's check the tape.
To the plate. And he's out. And Contreras is barking at him. Tommy Pham barking back. He's not backing down. He doesn't like that. And now home plate umpire Edwin Jimenez has to hold back Pham. Nah, we ain't taking that. We ain't taking that from the Brewers. I don't care how many L's we got this year. We ain't taking that.
Notice the long pause after that. The other guy was about to start talking. Sorry about that slight echo there. That was all you needed to see and all you needed to hear. That would be White Sox play-by-play announcer, the person who replaced Jason Benetti, who weirdly and not randomly at all took another job in the same division this offseason.
Right. Totally normal.
John Schifrin, who has been increasingly getting in spats with local radio hosts as well. in Chicago. Let's focus on the Pham part first.
Okay.
Here's Tommy Pham after the game. Quote, 1-run ball game, close play at the plate. Actually, it wasn't even bleeping close. It was a shallow fly ball to left field. You would expect the left fielder to throw out the base runner on that play. But the situation of the game, the third base coach sends you. You got to go. I'm nailed out by home by a mile. I'm going to the dugout, and I hear the tough guy with all the hoorah bleep, talking about William Contreras. So I'll never start anything, but I'll be prepared to finish it. There's a reason why I do all kinds of fighting in the offseason, because I'm prepared to bleep somebody up so you can take it as what it is. Now, obviously, the second part of those statements are going to be the ones that make the headlines here, but I'm more interested in the first half, which was Tommy Pham, and you're starting to hear more and more of this, calling out why are you sending me? Why are you sending me? You are asking me to get thrown out. And Pham, instead of in the moment having his coach's back and saying, hey, I'm not going to go. I'm going to get thrown out. I know best here. I'm not trying to make everybody look bad. I'm going to stay.
I'm 36 years old.
He did not do that.
Yeah.
He went. And then after the game, he said, I knew I was going to get thrown out, and I still went. That was a bad send. White Sox players are becoming a little bit more and more vocal about calling out their coaches. Classic Chicago White Sox. As far as Tommy Pham is concerned, he has a bit of a short fuse.
He does.
He is a bit of a short fuse.
And I've seen some reports that Contreras might have made it personal with the hoorah stuff.
Sure. I'm sure he did. I'm sure he did.
There's some stuff in some baseball circles that people know about Tommy Pham and what he thinks about certain sides.
Yes. Also, interesting fantasy football league player.
Yes.
Once upon a time as well. So yeah, whatever. The fight, not concerned about. The aftermath of the fight has been the most interesting part, or the spat or whatever it is, the brouhaha. Because Pham said all that stuff. And then now we focus on White Sox play-by-play broadcaster John Schifrin.
Dumbass and jackwagon.
That's according to the writers.
Yeah.
What was he doing on that call? What was he doing?
Far too homery.
Josh, do you're not on the team rant again, please.
What's this guy's name?
John Schifrin.
Dear John Schifrin, you are not on the team.
So corny.
No,
we ain't gonna take that from the Brewers.
It don't matter how many L's we have.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
They will fire you tomorrow.
So this
if they deem it necessary.
Well,
there's no loyalty.
That's true. But he has not been received well by Chicago. And, it's a tough guy to replace, obviously. White Sox fans are just they're just generally concerned because why would a great broadcaster such as Jason Benetti want to freely leave your organization and go to a division rival? I mean, there's certainly some questions to be asked there. This guy's kind of in a no-win situation, but he comes in and he sounds like this, and he's trying to endear himself to White Sox fans, but it's not working, and the team sucks. And he's getting in spats with local radio. He called them the radio nerds over broadcast one time. He didn't, at the beginning of the season, he didn't know a lot about Chicago White Sox, stuff that fans expect you to know as the team's broadcaster.
You're coming in to do that job.
None of this is going well.
No.
None of this is going well.
Feels like he's almost going into business for himself. Let me make myself a little name here just for when I get fired.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Steve Stone is like, yeah, I've seen a baseball fight before. This is
what is this guy doing? What's this guy talking about? I, for one, enjoy when the White Sox are a dumpster fire. That's just my personal opinion.
I don't want to step on any toes.
We are not going to Baseball Savant Corner.
We are not, okay. No. But John Bishop has a stat he'll reveal this afternoon. The White Sox are on pace with some historically bad teams.
Still. It's June 4th.
It is.
Not early anymore, guys.
Nope.
Not early. We'll be back. Thank you, writers. We appreciate you as always. And
another good batch.
Thank you, listeners, for listening. First, before we go, a reminder to sign up for the VIP Club, 1620 the email. You'll be the first to know about all the exciting content and things that are happening at 1620 the Zone. We'll have some weird, goofy stuff that happens, of course, this summer when we get in our creative bags a little bit. So you're going to want to check it out. You could sign up right now. In fact, I would implore you to sign up right now. 1620thezone.com.
The Connor Happer Show. Follow us on Twitter @Happer Show for all the latest news and views. We may even say something interesting once in a while.
Unlikely.
Really, guys? Remember, no matter how you listen, it's still AM radio. 1620 The Zone.
Hi, I'm Nick Bermel, owner of Royalty Roofing. The recent storms wreaked havoc on our community. Our team at Royalty Roofing is here to help. We're local, skilled, licensed, and bonded. We work for you to ensure you get the funds you deserve and make sure that the work is done to your satisfaction. Don't take risks with your biggest investment, your home. We are Better Business Bureau Integrity Award winners and Best of Omaha winners. Cover your roof with Royalty. Visit us today at royaltyroofing.org.
Like eating out? Like saving money? Then get to Cobb's at 180th and Center, Shadow Lake Town Center, or 72nd and Jones for their daily specials. Tuesday is $3 off all burgers and sandwiches. Wednesday, buy any specialty pizza and get a one-topping 50% off. Then Thursday, all wings are $1 each when you order 10. And this just in, all Cobb's locations now offer their own delivery service. Click copspizza.com to see the menu. Cobb's, pizza, and so much more.
The Zone Inbox is brought to you by Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. Email me, Connor Happer, with the Connor Happer Show at Connor, CONNOR, at 1620thezone.com. Send me your love, your hate, and maybe a few hot takes. The Zone Inbox, presented by Equitable Bank.
For the second year, the Nebraska Lottery's NASCAR Powerball Playoff promotion has roared into our state, and the excitement is throttling up. Until June 24th, buy a Powerball ticket with Power Play and Double Play. Enter the voucher number, and you could be one of 15 Nebraska winners of $1,000 and the chance to win a VIP trip to the NASCAR Cup Series Championship weekend, plus a shot at $1 million. Enter today. Powerball top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
Car repair is car repair. Most places you go can change your oil or fix your brakes. The difference is the experience you'll get at Omaha Car Care. We're part of the community. We were born here, and we believe that our relationship with you should be built to last. We're going to consult you, not sell you. We're going to give you a free loaner car. We're going to treat you like a valued friend that we want to continue to see in the years to come. I'm Rick Betker, owner of Omaha Car Care, and we'll be along for the ride.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain.
But we don't speak Spanish.
So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks. Babbel's conversational method teaches you real-life words and phrases. And with Babbel's interactive bite-sized lessons, you'll remember what you learned.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿De dónde eres?
¿De dónde eres?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish.
Estoy muy emocionado para ir a España contigo.
Aw, he just said, I'm very excited to go to Spain with you. Nos vamos a divertir mucho.
And that means we're going to have a lot of fun.
Sí. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
The world's largest sports book in Las Vegas is available right at your fingertips in Iowa. The Circa Sports Iowa app is sports betting the way it should be. Bet anywhere in Iowa and experience high betting limits, tight money line splits, and exceptional customer service. Download your new bookie today. Visit circasports.com and start betting like a pro from anywhere in Iowa. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-238-7633.
Jacob Bigelow is going to join us in a minute. We'll talk to him about Berke Buyuktanjel.
So good at that now.
Other things. See? It worked. Seared it right in there. Just like the game we're going to debut later in the week, Josh.
That's right.
steak or fake?
Steak or fake?
When you just sear that steak. 8 teams are trying to sear their way into my brain in Omaha.
That's right.
8
others are fake.
8 others are fake, steak or fake. So here's Rob Anderson, who has been doing this bit on Twitter for the last couple of days. And by bit, I mean... by bit, I mean like...
Preparing?
Coming up with insane stats. Yeah, insane stats.
Okay. Some might say that's his job.
It is, but he goes way above and beyond. Way above, which is appreciated greatly.
It is. Yes.
Appreciated greatly. The last 5 College World Series champs have all scored 26 or more runs in the regional round and swept through the regional round.
Oh.
That's right.
Who does that give us?
Well, let me reverse engineer this real quick.
Sorry.
So he went through a variety of different checkpoints here. The last... All right. You're going to have to bear with me here because I got to follow this thread like way back.
Hey, we're here. We're not going anywhere.
Well, I don't want to keep Jacob waiting.
Oh.
The last 34 champions won their regional opener. I shouldn't have started the way I did. The last 34 champions won their regional opener. That keeps alive a variety of different teams who won their regional opener.
Mm-hmm.
The last 23 champions have allowed between 1 and 6 runs in their regional opener. The last 15 College World Series champions started regional play 2-0. Then we got to 12 after that, some of which have been, we get to 12 for 2024. Texas A&M, Oregon State, Kansas State, Tennessee, Clemson, Virginia, Florida State, NC State, Evansville, UConn, and West Virginia. Those are the teams that are still alive. The last 15 College World Series champions allowed 5 or less runs in their second NCAA tournament game. So that means you could take off Evansville, Tennessee, and Kansas State from that group. You're left with 9. The last 9 College World Series champions have won their regional opener by 3 runs or more. That leaves us with 6. UConn, Florida State, Texas A&M, West Virginia, Oregon State, and North Carolina State. Actually, upon double checking the math, that eliminated Texas A&M. All right. And like I said at the very beginning, the last 5 champions have all scored 26 plus runs in their regional round and gone 3-0 in their regional round and checked all of the rest of the boxes. And you are left with one singular team.
Whoa.
Which will be the 2024 College World Series champion, the Oregon State Beavers.
Hey, one for the Conference of Champions.
Congratulations. They're sending the Pac-12 out with a bang.
What a story.
They'll be wearing that Pac-12 logo on their shoulder, and it won't even exist.
That actually would be a great story.
I don't care about that angle.
You don't? You don't care about stories?
Maybe I'm too big of a big timer. I care about the Birmingham Southern thing. But like
they won a game.
They won it for the Pac-12. Like maybe if their school was closed, sure. Oregon State, or if their program was canceled.
Not a sad enough story to get Connor Happer.
That's right, Josh. You got it.
Okay,
you got it. Be sadder. Evansville, Tennessee, Oregon State, Kentucky, Oregon, Texas A&M, West Virginia, North Carolina, Florida, Clemson, NC State, Georgia, UConn, Florida State, Kansas State, and Virginia in the Super Regional round. I'd like to point out that the Super Regionals feature each of these things: the top 4 national seeds in the tournament, a Regional 4 seed, 5 Regional 3 seeds, and still the likely top 2 picks in the Major League Baseball draft, Travis Bazzana and Charlie Condon. This has checked a lot of the boxes so far.
Okay.
We'll see what that field ends up looking like, but I think we got some really good options out there. Now, unfortunately for Josh, when I asked him about his bracket this morning, he said it has not gone well and his plan to tell people that he was right about something might not even be possible anymore. Interesting.
Yeah, the entire left side of the bracket, I'll put it up on TV there, didn't get a single super regional team right or College World Series team, obviously. Only got 4 teams in the super regionals correct.
Nice.
The 4 I got right were Kentucky, Oregon State, Georgia, and A&M. So I can't wait to tell you all I told you so on Charlie Condon and Georgia getting to the College World Series.
Yeah. And that's the one college. How many College World Series teams do you have left?
Good question. I have 3 left: Oregon State, Georgia, and A&M. Can't wait to tell you that longtime number 1 team in the country, Texas A&M, made it to the College World Series just as I predicted.
You might be having to ride the Oregon State train. I think that's your only way out of this.
Yeah.
Did you have them winning the national championship, or
I
did
did
you
not.
pick it further?
I didn't pick it any further than who's getting to Omaha.
Okay. All right.
We'll do another bracket when the Omaha 8 is known.
You could be wrong all over again.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's perfect. But we have checked a lot of the boxes here. We have each of the top 4 national seeds. I don't want to say I'm happy that LSU is not in it anymore, but we got that story last year. I'm good with that not being back.
They still had Tommy Tanks, and I like watching him play.
Yeah.
So, but
I like that North Carolina team too.
Yeah,
I think I would actually prefer that.
That was a win-win scenario, that game last night.
We got the best team in the country. We got the best team in the country like all year who slid a little bit.
Also, catch a fly ball, LSU. My God.
Another thing that I noticed, I mean, or you would notice if you sort of looked into it a little bit, like the tops of the conferences, the tops of the 2 best conferences in the country are there, right? Tennessee was a top 3 team in the SEC. Kentucky was a top 3 team in the SEC. A&M was a top 3 team in the East-West. However, it's stupid they do it. North Carolina, one of the top teams in the ACC. Florida State, one of the top teams in the ACC. Virginia was a spot lower, I think. Clemson was one of the top teams in the ACC. Like we have the top basically 3 or 4 in both of those conferences that are in the super regional round. They're not all going to make the series. But we also have underdogs, we have hot teams, we have mega underdogs, we have really talented teams that have underperformed, and we have probably the top 2, 3, 4 players in the country that are still in the NCAA tournament at this point. So it maps out pretty good for old us here in Omaha.
We stay winning.
I'm excited. Yes, that's right. And so does Rob with all of his tweets about nonsensical things that are happening. Thanks,
Helped
Rob.
us. Made a whole segment out of it.
Back with Jacob Bigelow when we return. We'll talk about Berke and more on 1620 The Zone.
Live from the Host Coffee Studio, this is 1620 The Zone.
Hi, this is Doug Nodgard with Equitable Bank. Great service never goes out of style. When the digital age dawned, many said computers would be able to handle many of the interactions that used to take a person. Boy, were they wrong. How many times have you called your bank and gotten a recording to press 1 or 2? Not at Equitable. Not only does Equitable answer your call in the first ring, it's answered by a human being. That's because Equitable Bank values its customers. Equitable Bank, we take banking personally. Member FDIC.
Summer is here, Father's Day is around the corner, and there is no better place to get dad outfitted than Lindley Clothing. Or yourself. Guys, Lindley Clothing has been outfitting us men for over 88 years. And now with summer here, shorts, polos, short sleeve shirts, golf attire, they've got it all at Lindley Clothing. They're a staple in Omaha. They could be a staple in your wardrobe with the top-notch brands from Jack Victor all the way to Peter Millar. Sportswear to tailored clothing, Lindley Clothing has you covered top to bottom. Shop now at their location, 132nd and West Dodge in the Linden Market. It's Lindley Clothing.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks to help grow businesses, communities, families. A legacy of capability and technology that has made Ford F-Series America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. This is the next generation of Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2023 calendar year total sales.
Let's go on a fishing trip you will be talking about for years. The best walleye fishing trip ever. Join me, Crash Davis. We're going to travel to the walleye capital of the world, September 15th through the 19th aboard a deluxe motor coach. Travel with me to Ballard's Resort on Lake of the Woods. Pricing includes round-trip motor coach transportation, 4 nights lodging, 3 days of fully guided walleye fishing, and all of our meals. Go fishing with me, Crash. Your best trip ever. Sign up at ballardsresort.com. ballardsresort.com. And set the hook.
Don't answer that. It's another roof gypsy ringing the doorbell. They are attempting to capitalize on the misfortune that Mother Nature has thrown your way. Make the right call to a trusted company that has faithfully served the Omaha area for over 35 years. The Rooferees at John Higgins Weather Guard.
For roofing, siding, and gutter repair, make the right call to John Higgins Weather Guard.
John Higgins Weather Guard, the home of the Rooferees. Make the right call.
When it comes to concrete repair, Everlevel has some serious game. Coach Greg McDermott here to coach you on why you should choose Everlevel Concrete Repair. They've got the fundamentals to fix your cracked and uneven concrete, and their products will give you the best defense against future damage. It's a fraction of the price compared to replacement, and their solutions come with a long-term transferable warranty. Working with Everlevel is a slam dunk. Call Everlevel Concrete Repair today for your free inspection.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Tickets for less. Best seats, best prices, no service fees. Shop ticketsforless.com. KOZN Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs. This is 1620 The Zone.
He's heating up. That's the country song, right? Remember when?
Thank you. Jacob Bigelow.
Yeah. Whenever my open is concocted, throw that in there. He's on fire.
Jacob Bigelow, Huskers Illustrated, on the Connor Happer Show, on 1620 The Zone.
Boom shakalaka.
All right. Not many things. I've been a pronounced adversary of the Jack Mitchell softball experience team, of which Jacob Bigelow, our next guest here, is a.
They've accused you of internet espionage.
They have. They've accused me of a lot, of which none of which I am guilty. But I'll admit that I've been a heel at times to this team. And they lost 15-4 last night. But there's some stories inside of there, and I got to say, I kind of join your side a little bit, at least for the moment, Jacob. Hello, by the way. How are you?
Hello, I am doing well. Last night kind of had everything, but I will let you lead into that.
Okay, so 15-4 is a loss, and if you don't look twice, you're like, okay, that sounds about right. I'm kind of happy that you got 4. That seems pretty good, considering you were no hit in a slow punch softball game earlier this year. But one of the stories that we had been tracking, Jacob, is Mark Onweiler, our boss, who had not got himself a hit all year, just all fielders' choices, apparently. He was able to double last night, getting him off the schneid and raising his batting average to, I don't know, probably 112 or something like that.
Yes, that was the first where were you when moment last night. See Mark lace that double into the gap. If the outfielders weren't just playing just disrespectfully shallow, it may have been a different story. But he found he hit them where they weren't. That's what they tell you, hit them where they ain't. And Mark did just that, and it was a cause for some late inning celebration last night.
So the second, there's probably like 3 or 4 things here. The second one, and frankly the most amazing one, Jack Mitchell scoring from first. Scoring from first in slow pitch softball. As a person who plays slow pitch softball and was forced to score from first like a week or 2 ago, I can tell you that this is as unpleasant of an experience as you could imagine. Like, I would probably rather take a line drive off of a part of my body than attempt to score from first. And so Jack, who had to come off the bench and play for a variety of different reasons, was forced to run from first to home and score. Is maybe one of the more amazing stories I've heard of the sports calendar.
Absolutely. That was definitely I think that was the highlight of the season so far. Jack could have taken a pinch runner. He took one he reached base twice last night. He took a runner the first time, but last inning of the game he said, "Nah, I'm good. I'm staying." And he did the damn thing. That was one of the more, I was incredibly impressed with the moxie to not take the runner, keep on going, and he did it, man. And between those 2 things, and I'll also give a mention to young Wilson Moore, who went full Jim Edmonds like into the fence in center field last night. He did not come up with the fly ball, but he just became one with the fence and then came one with the earth. I thought he was unconscious after he ran into the wall, but last night had quite a little bit of everything, that's for sure.
I would like to get one more softball comment from you before we talk about Berke. Would you like to at all publicly comment on the Sleepy Weasels, the team that you played last night, who I can't help but mention? I can't help but notice on the box score that team drew 13 walks last night. I will repeat, in slow pitch softball, which is unacceptable. Would you like to add any color to this, Jacob?
The one comment I will have is I cannot imagine being a grown man who looks like there are multiple grown men who put on baseball pants and showed up to a slow pitch softball game to not swing the bat. They just wanted to cosplay as baseball players. They put on their baseball pants. They stepped into the slow pitch softball box and just kept the bat on their shoulders. Multiple big, strong men, no tears in their eyes, but they were grown men. And I guess it was just hold the bat in the box night for the Sleepy Weasels last night.
That hurts. That is not fun. So as a result, your pitcher JP threw 168 pitches into the air last night, and only 74 of them were deemed strikes. That includes all the pitches that were put into play as well. So that is painful. When you were standing out there, Jacob, in right field, you must have been picking up some grass or figure out something else to do, because that's painful.
Oh no, I may or may not have sarcastically been just saying "hell yeah" every time another guy drew a walk. I may or may not have just been standing out there. Max Olson can attest that every time someone drew a walk, I just said "hell yeah," and that was my
very
mantra,
cool.
Out in right field last night. Hell yeah, brother! Very cool.
Very, very cool. All right, let's go over to basketball here. The news finally came down. There were some rumblings about Berke Buyuktengel committing to Nebraska out of the portal for a long time, a couple weeks now, and finally it drops this morning. I guess, Jacob, what went into this sort of process? Do you have any insight on maybe why the delay, and then I guess talk about Berke himself?
The delay, there's some logistics that go into international student athletes, especially with the old name, image, and likeness. If Bear K's social media activity is any indicator, he is currently, or at least he was, at home in Turkey, where there are some ways to, make things work while you're back at home. And then the logistics of, getting someone all the way across the world from Turkey to Lincoln, Nebraska to, get moved in and start summer classes. You had to cross a few T's, dot a few I's. The logistics that go into all of that likely played into the delay. But in terms of Bear K as a player, I think his best highlights are probably his FIBA tape, playing for the Turkish national team and U19, U18 competition. That's where he's thrived the most. That's probably what led to Gavoni having the scoop today, was the international connections that he has. But that's where he's kind of shown his best on the court. But he's versatile. I think it's a pretty good get for Nebraska, and it solidifies a roster that I kind of dig looking at it top to bottom. But we are ways away from basketball season.
Well, it's an intriguing piece. I'll say this: it's an intriguing piece to pair with Braxton Mia, and if people need to, we probably need a refresher course on all of this stuff, because I just feel like there was like this 6-week gap where we didn't really think about this much after we drank it out of a fire hose for a little while. As far as the transfers were concerned, it's like they have a couple that lengthy front court pieces, and that has not necessarily been their look over the last couple seasons. Like I'm just intrigued on how that stuff, especially in the front court, Jacob, fits together.
Yeah, I will say this will be my shameless plug. If you do need a refresher on Nebraska basketball transfer portal pieces, you can go check out the story that I wrote that's now up on HuskersIllustrated.com. I
Nice.
tweeted that out yesterday. In my thoughts on the class before the commitment from Bear K today. But I think the best way that I've described my thoughts on this class to people is the two positions where I feel like Nebraska media, Nebraska basketball fans have always said, like, we just don't have guys like that. We just need to get better there. Our point guard and on the interior. Now they have 2 true point guards on the roster. It's 2 more than they had last year. And like you said, they've got some length inside with Mia, with Bear K, Andrew Morgan, who committed, I feel like, that the first week
he was the first one.
He committed what feels like many moons ago. I know they want to use him like they did with Rink Mass and Derek Walker, initiating out of the high post. So there's a lot to like, a lot of experienced guys who have plenty of reps under their belt. They're first glance, looking at it, there's some things to like for sure.
Yeah, it strikes me as a team that doesn't necessarily. I don't know about their ceiling. Like, you don't look at the roster unless you get a big jump from a guy like Gary. You kind of know what you're getting out of the rest. Maybe you throw Bryce Williams, I guess, in that category.
Or sorry to interrupt, if you get like a bounce back from one or both of Griffiths and Essegian. Are like, if Williams or Gary, are what they were last year, if they both take a jump. But then I think there's a lot of what their ceiling could be the I can fix him questions with Essegian and Gavin Griffith too. Yeah, sorry to interrupt.
No, you were on the same page.
There's a lot of possible variables that could determine a ceiling.
I think so too, and I do think what you're asking is from some guys who haven't necessarily produced that much to step into a system that is a little bit more wide open and could get guys cleaner shots and stuff like that. Like, there is some truth to that. That'll help a guy like Gavin Griffiths, and that'll help a guy like Connor Essegian. But it's funny, and maybe you go more into this in your story, Jacob. Like, it still looks like a big kind of ball of clay to me at the moment, and I'm really intrigued to see how they mold it out and how they kind of knead it together over the next 2 months, really, before they start working out in the fall.
Absolutely. No, I completely and totally agree. I think just on the surface, there's a lot of possible lineup combinations that are rather intriguing. You could play super big. You could go, I don't think there's mean, you could do like, small ball 5 with, Berkey or Tawan Gary.
Yeah.
I mean, there's all sorts of different, lineup combinations, looking at what they could do. They could also play super big. I mean, there's all sorts. I mean, there's plenty of possibilities. It'll be an interesting summer in Lincoln for Fred Hoiberg and that staff to, see what works best and what they think looks best.
Your Celtics are in the finals on Thursday. Would you like to throw in any sort of prediction of what might happen in the first few games of this series?
I don't have a prediction. I don't really know how to feel about this series. Like my emotions with the Boston Celtics it's not, there's not a lot there. Like if I'm being 100% honest,
not too attached.
Not too attached. I'm kind of getting tired of watching Jason Tatum play basketball.
Oh, great take.
Honest. I had the realization recently of just how much I've watched this dude play, from his 1 year at Duke to how long he's been in the NBA. I saw a 6 years ago today, and it was the clip of him dunking on LeBron when LeBron was still playing in Cleveland. And I'm like, this man has been in the NBA way too long.
He's been the exact same guy the entire time too. He hasn't done anything to make you feel differently about him.
I completely agree. Yeah, I mean, that's just I gave the origin story of my Celtics fandom being like, Rajon Rondo's got a headband, he's cool, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's just been the whole I'm not going to be living or dying with this series one way or another. There are definitely plenty of ways that the discourse will go on both sides, but I mean, I think the number one story is Luka's got a chance to cement himself and say, I'm that dude, I'm that guy right now. So that's kind of top billing for me.
He certainly likes to yell that at people after he makes shots. He likes to make sure that people understand that he is indeed that guy. Jacob, we'll let you go, my friend. Great stuff as always, and we'll talk to you next week.
Yeah, sounds good. Appreciate the time like always. Have a good rest of the week.
Jacob Bigelow, Huskers Illustrated. You can check out his story on the Hoops roster there. Stretch Big Pod as well. I still can't believe that Jack Mitchell softball team. Once again, I've been a heel for that team. I get it. They got no hit in slow pitch softball. Some would say that I'm not a heel. I'm just saying things out loud that are true.
Yes.
When you play a team that walks 13 times, that is an embarrassment. And that team should be expelled from the league.
Yeah, not to Jack Mitchell.
No.
You're there to swing the bat. Now, I understand. You're
not trying to win the game. Hopefully, as a byproduct of you playing and you running around for an hour allows you to have fun and win at the same time. But it is not important in the grand scheme of things.
I understand what you're doing. You think, oh, we're smarter than everybody. We're smarter than every other team in this league. We're looking at the analytics like all these pitchers, all these players suck. If you just stand there, they'll walk you more times than not. That's not in the spirit of the game, though. Cowardice from the Sleepy Weasels.
Much cowardice.
And if you're going to put on baseball pants, you better swing the bat.
Yeah, because that implies that you're going to do something.
Yeah.
Instead of just walk your way down to first base. That's embarrassing. Sorry, Sleepy Weasels, but you got to be better.
Cowardice.
Got one quick thing for you here before we take a break.
And we're going to get to that Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, we got to talk about Caitlin Clark. Kendall Rogers, D1 Baseball. This is not a super regional thing. This is locally related.
Oh.
He says, scoop. So as we know, Minnesota Gophers baseball will be without John Anderson this year for the first time in 100 years.
Rough estimate.
They have transferred the power of their program over to Ty McDivitt, who's been around for a little while. And he has made a hire.
Uh-oh.
Creighton hitting coach and recruiting coordinator Connor Gandossi is headed to the Twin Cities in the same role.
Whoa. Wasn't that what we were?
Well, we made some assumptions.
Nope.
Maybe too many. Maybe
Connor Gandossi made some assumptions as well.
I don't know. That's tough. I mean, that's a loss.
That's
a loss.
Huh.
So I think what you can, and by the way, Creighton has had several players go into the transfer portal over the last 3 to 4 days. Here.
Trust me, they've been tweeting in the last 2 days. Yeah. Hey, 10 players in the portal. 10 players in the portal.
A lot of them, a lot of important players. So, I mean, I would assume that this would mean that whoever they find to be the new assistant this year will be the person identified as that coach in waiting post 2025 when Ed Service steps aside. I didn't personally expect it to be a new person into the program, but maybe I didn't think about it enough.
Apparently you didn't.
Guess not. Back with more next on 1620 The Zone.
Previously on Unsportsmanlike Conduct.
The bottom line is, for 6 months of YouTube TV, 5 of Prime Video, 1 month each of Peacock, ESPN Plus, and Netflix, comes to a grand total of $506.86. And then if you want to add the Sunday ticket, you're looking at $855 if you want access to every single NFL game played this season.
Unsportsmanlike Conduct with John Bishop and Josh Peterson. Weekdays 2 to 6 on 1620 The Zone. Your Omaha area forecast presented by Funplex Water Park and Rides from the KETV Newswatch 7 Weather Center on 1620 The Zone.
Warm and muggy again on Tuesday, mainly dry in the morning, then increasing chances for scattered thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening. A few storms could be strong to severe after 2 p.m. with a wind and hail threat, highs in the mid-80s. I'm meteorologist Sean Everson from KETV Newswatch 7.
Host is roasting every morning. At Host Coffee Services, every cup of coffee served comes with a promise of quality, innovation, and a dash of fun, ensuring your workday is as delightful as your coffee break. Call Host Coffee Services today.
Proudly serving Nebraska since 1972. Host Coffee Services is always roasting something good for you.
We all like the Juan Soto bat flip. Well, with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, you can swing for the fences this Major League Baseball season because we have Dinger Tuesdays where you can turn dingers into dollars all season long.
Whether you're talking Soto or my guy, Jose Ramirez is on a heater. Yeah, home runs just got even better. Just visit FanDuel.com. Use the promo code ZONE to get in on all the Dinger Tuesday action. That is FanDuel.com/zone. FanDuel.com/zone. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. 21 plus and present in Iowa. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expires 7 days after receipt. Max bonus $25 per game. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
Watching a ball game at Oscar's Pizza and Sports Grill is pretty awesome. Oscar's offers the MLB package, so your team is always on their upgraded audio-video system, and nothing is better than watching the game with a cold frosty one, Oscar's Pizza, or award-winning char-buffed wings. And with daily lunch and dinner specials, it's really a no-brainer. So get ready to watch your favorite team play ball at Oscar's Pizza and Sports Grill, 173rd and West Center Road, and takeout at 162nd and Maple.
Get ready to experience the excitement of college baseball's championship series in Omaha with Tickets for Less. Use promo code THEZONE to get exclusive savings on tickets for this year's games at ticketsforless.com. Every seat holds a story. Find yours with no service fees at ticketsforless.com.
Many people go back to the dealership out of habit or because they think the dealer is the only one who knows how to fix their car. At Omaha Car Care, we offer a better option. We have ASE certified technicians, the technology to service any vehicle, and free loaner cars. The dealer will sell you a package of services. We'll provide the service you want for your car as your trusted partner. I'm Rick Betker, owner of Omaha Car Care, and we'll be along for the ride.
Are Nebraska craft beers and ciders important to you? Whether you just love Nebraska brewed beers and ciders or you're a full-fledged craft brewery, there are benefits to membership for anyone with the Nebraska Craft Brewers Guild. Their sole mission is to foster and help grow the Nebraska-centric brewing community. Become a member today at nebraska.beer and help advance the craft beer and cider industry in the state of Nebraska. Find out more about the Nebraska Craft Brewers Guild at nebraska.beer.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit.
All right, two lists. We love lists. We love a list, Josh.
Yeah, absolutely.
By the way, we still got to talk about, I don't know. We still got to talk about that Caitlin Clark thing.
We're getting to it.
There's not much time. Anyway, from ESPN, ranking all 134 quarterback situations into tiers.
Situations?
Yeah. So I already hate the premise of this because nobody cares about how good your quarterback situation is. It's just how good your quarterback. And if you have to get to a situation, then you're probably going to be worse off than the quarterbacks, than the programs who don't have a quote-unquote situation, right? And so, obviously, we do the thing that we normally do. We look down the list and we say, where's Nebraska's quarterback situation?
You're damn right.
Tier 4, the young and the restless.
Oh, do you remember that show?
Nebraska's
After Price is Right.
Dylan Raiola and Heinrich Harburg, both in here. There you go, hit it.
Dylan.
Along with Kansas State's Avery Johnson, Oklahoma's Jackson Arnold, and Casey Thompson, not so young, by the way.
That's right.
Tennessee's Nico something. I am Maleva. I have not learned that one yet, and I feel bad about it. And Gaston Moore, USC's Miller Moss, and Jaden Mayava. Those are good quarterback situations. I'm glad Heinrich got a mention in this story, though.
Heine.
Here is the blurb about Nebraska.
Hit me.
So, breaking news, Nebraska has not had good quarterback play for a long time. Nebraska has not finished in the top 25 nationally in total QBR in any season since 2012. That would have been Taylor Martinez's junior year. The Huskers haven't had a quarterback throw 20 touchdowns and 10 or fewer interceptions in a season since Zach Taylor did it in 2006. 20 and 10 is not that crazy, guys. It's almost like running for 1,000 yards. Of note, 40 different FBS quarterbacks did that exact number or less, or better last year. 40 of them. 40. Tanner Lee is the only Nebraska quarterback that has been drafted in the last 30 years. All of that is to say that while Raiola is a tremendous prospect, he's up against a lot of history in Lincoln. And to that I say, history schmistery. Screw your history.
Hello.
What do I care about history? Nebraska has a good coach, and Nebraska has a exceedingly competent quarterback. Screw your history. I do not care about it.
Pull question up at Happer Show. History schmistery?
Yes, that's right. Good one.
We're going to relive that one at the end of the month, probably.
You think so?
I think so.
Let me ask you this.
Okay.
20 touchdowns, 20 or more touchdowns, 10 or fewer interceptions. You think that's a good attainable stat line for Dylan in his freshman year?
Yeah, I do.
Maybe the interception number goes over 10.
That's what I was hesitant about.
But Nebraska's going to throw, they're going to throw for touchdowns.
Yeah.
I know this is new to everybody because they haven't done it at all, for the last 4 years plus. They haven't thrown it for any touchdowns to anybody. But they're going to do that this year. They did so in the spring
Assuming
game.
they can catch the snap.
That's always the first part that you have to get past. 20 and 10 is a good little target, I think, actually, for young Dylon. So at the end of the year, we're going to be saying, well, is Dylan Raiola the best quarterback at Nebraska since Zach Taylor? And we already say that Zach Taylor is like the best quarterback of all time. Not non-option edition, obviously. So just put that in your mind a little bit. Put that in context.
He's just going to keep rising up the list, and we're just going to keep moving the goalpost on Dylan's the best since.
And then eventually you'll just say, oh, he's the best.
Yeah.
And then there was a list by CBS Sports ranking college football's marquee 2024 true freshman quarterbacks by likelihood of playing in year one. What a list. Thank you, Cooper Patagna, for putting this together.
Oddly specific,
and
but
guess who's number one?
Number one. Nebraska is number one.
Folks, we are back. Yes, in case there was any doubt about this, he's going to be the starting quarterback. I'd say it's very likely. Here's what it says. It appears more and more likely that Dylan Raiola could emerge as Matt Rule's starting quarterback this fall after putting together an impressive spring campaign. If you're Rule and Nebraska fans alike, you're probably asking yourselves the same question. Why not start the talented freshman? Raiola will step into an interesting situation in his first season, hopes to kickstart a program in search of a postseason bid since their first since 2016, not to mention trying to revitalize one of college football's worst passing offenses last season. It's a difficult task, but one certainly ripe with opportunities for a young, talented signal caller, as the Cornhuskers will host 5 of their first 6 opponents at home in Lincoln, 2 of which include games against UTEP and Northern Iowa, the most important game of the year, obviously. Yeah, guys, so this might be like the biggest disconnect. Like, have you met anybody recently who's like a little bit, Dylan's going to start, right? Like, you don't even have to ask that question.
I don't know anyone that is doing that.
Yeah.
Now, I don't talk to a ton of people.
Okay.
To be honest.
Start talking to more people.
Okay.
And spread the good word. Dylon is your quarterback. You don't have to really think about it much.
Great. I love not thinking about things.
Those are what's happening today in lists.
That's your list
This
update.
day in list ball. All right, we'll come back with the polls. We'll tell you what to watch next on 1620 The Zone.
The best way to catch all the action is on 1620 The Zone. And no line for the bathroom.
The joy of baseball is being in the ballpark, around friends, enjoying a beautiful day at the park. But you know what else we like? Home runs. Yeah, that's right. Dingers. Dinger Tuesday with FanDuel. You can love them even more. Dinger Tuesday's back at America's #1 sportsbook. All you have to do is bet on any player to hit a home run. And FanDuel gives you $5 in bonus bets for every home run hit in that game, whether it's your player or another player in that game. Just visit FanDuel.com/1620 to start Dinger Tuesdays.
Like John said, go to FanDuel.com/1620 and just find a team that you know is going to hit some home runs, and you will be good to go. Bet on a player to get a home run. FanDuel will give you $5 in bonus bets for every home run hit during that game. Incredible offer. Take advantage today at FanDuel.com/1620. 21 plus and present in Iowa. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Max bonus $25 per game. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
When it comes to protecting your home, Jay Stennett Contracting takes pride in ensuring every detail is handled. Roofing, siding, gutters. When it comes to the exterior of your home, Jay Stennett Contracting has you covered. Water, wind, and hail can wreak havoc on the exterior of your home. If your home is damaged, let Jay Stennett Contracting come out for a no-obligation inspection. If repairs are needed, they will help you through every step of the process. When you need an honest assessment, Jay Stennett Contracting has you covered. JSCRestoration.com.
Introducing Modern Real Estate, the game changer in Nebraska's property market. With a competitive 2% commission rate, we're making buying, selling, and investing more affordable and transparent than ever. Our experienced agents blend local expertise with cutting-edge technology to provide top-notch personalized service to all clients. Don't settle for less when you can save big without compromising. Visit modernrealestateco.com and experience the future of real estate today. Modern Real Estate, redefining the way you do real estate.
Equitable Bank. We take banking personally. EquitableOnline.com.
questions at Happer Show on the J-Tech Construction Zone Twitter feed. We had one for you in the crossover yesterday afternoon.
That's right. Kind of a big one.
Is $8 worthless?
No.
Yes. You can't do anything with $8.
Get out of your ivory tower, Connor Happer.
I mean, when's the last time you bought something for less than $8?
$8 is $8. I can buy lots of things with that. None of them come to mind.
I don't want your $8 to be able to buy a half of something. I'll just pay for it. It's fine. You know, we're all adults here. $8 is worthless, but 71% of you say that $8 is not worthless.
Moneybags Happer over there. In this economy?
Johnny Rockets, yes or no?
Nah, I'll pass.
No. 71% also say no. Are the Sleepy Weasels just cosplaying as softball players?
100% yes.
Seems that way. 71% say yes. And finally, very early returns on History Schmistery.
One of the great poll questions because you don't know which way you're supposed to vote.
Yes.
Yes, History Schmistery.
59% at this point
okay.
say yes. Those are the polls, Josh. What are we watching today?
We're watching baseball today. Twins, Yankees, 6 o'clock on TBS. America's team is on MLB Network tonight. The Diamondbacks host the Giants at 8:30. At that same time on ESPN Plus, Padres and the Angels. Mariners, A's at 8:40. Your MLB TV free game of the day out in Oakland. College softball going on right now. Oklahoma and Florida. Winner faces Texas in the Women's College World Series Finals. Is there it's on the TV behind me.
It says 4-2 Florida.
Oh, wow. Florida snapped Oklahoma's 20-game Women's College World Series winning streak yesterday. So this is a winner to the finals game against Texas. A trio of Commissioner's Cup games in the W tonight. That's right. They call it the W. I'm sure you knew that, Connor.
Oh, we didn't get to that Caitlin Clark story.
We'll get to it. The Discourse is out there. The Connecticut Sun look to stay undefeated as they host Washington, 6 o'clock on X. You can watch the game on X.
I love X.
That's right. NBA TV tonight. Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky host the New York Liberty, a super team at 7 o'clock. Phoenix and Seattle, your nightcap, 9 o'clock on CBS Sports Network. Hulu has a new series called Clipped. You get the first 2 episodes this week.
Hulu.
Modern Family's Ed O'Neill plays disgraced former Clippers owner Donald Sterling.
Yeah.
Lawrence Fishburne plays Doc Rivers.
Yeah.
I watched the first episode before I came into work today. It's like Winning Time on steroids.
On steroids?
Yeah.
I liked Winning Time.
Yeah, I didn't listen to the podcast series that this is based on, and I have a lot of questions. None of this seems real or possible.
They were really, really throwing the ads together for this on ESPN Plus during the weekend baseball series.
Sure.
And when I got back on Sunday, I started watching the Nebraska game, and the commercial for this, the trailer for this would start, and then it would play for 3 seconds, and then it would start over again.
Oh.
And then it would start over again.
Oh, no.
And then it would start over again. And then it would change to a different Geico commercial. And then that would play for 3 seconds and it would start over again.
Really?
It would start over. So I have seen the first 3 seconds of this trailer hundreds of times, all from watching baseball regionals this weekend because my ESPN Plus was glitching out. And honestly, I was kind of hooked by the 3 seconds of the trailer.
Seconds?
Yeah.
Okay. I really enjoyed the first episode. I don't know how good it is, but it's really entertaining.
Okay.
And Disney Plus has a new series, Star Wars: The Acolyte. First 2 episodes. When a respected Jedi Master is pitted against a warrior from his past, surprising truths are revealed. Some might even say hard truths.
Oh. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, Connor.
No mention of Royals guards tonight.
Not on TV anywhere.
Bally's Sports Kansas City, a great app.
A great app that people love. Love the ASMR in the commercials. Also, I have YouTube TV, so I don't have any way to.
You're going to have to add on the Bally's.
I will not add on the Bally's.
Well, you're missing out.
I know.
Seth Lugo tonight.
Boys are playing ball. I'd like to watch.
Sad. I'll give you the full report tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
That is the show today. If you missed anything, you could find it all. We had some great segments with great words today. I'm sure we'll get to the Caitlin Clark thing tomorrow.
We'll get to it. There's time.
Crossover is next.
Live from the Host Coffee Studio, this is 1620 The Zone.
If there's one thing that you can count on every spring, it's that we're going to have to deal with some hail. J-Tech Construction is the company to call to make it right again. J-Tech Construction specializes in siding, roofing, windows, and gutters, even solar. They're trained for insurance claims assistance, and they can help with your insurance company. Turn to the team the Huskers turn to, J-Tech Construction. Use your favorite search engine to find J-Tech Construction online and schedule a free estimate today.
Guys, let's have a conversation. Let's say you've been losing interest in your spouse. You got low libido. You can't focus on things. And you're wondering, what is going on? It may be low testosterone. Mentality is here for you. With their FDA-approved testosterone treatment, their board-certified physicians who work with most insurance companies, they can diagnose the symptoms of low testosterone and take care of it. Schedule an appointment today. Go to the website, lowtusa.com. Take back your life, men. Mentality. lowtusa.com.
Are you the decision maker in your company? Consider this. For the first time in decades, there's a better option for a corporate card and spend management platform. Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management system designed to help you spend less money so you can make more. Most corporate credit cards offer points as incentives, but those points amount to less than their worth in real cash value. Ramp's business cards offer you cash back, real money in your pocket. Plus, you control who spends what with each vendor. And Ramp software collects and verifies receipts automatically, which means you'll stop wasteful spending and close your books in hours instead of days. Businesses that use Ramp add up to 5% to their bottom line the first year. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. And now get $250 when you join Ramp for free. Just go to ramp.com/sports. Ramp.com/sports. ramp.com/sports.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
News Talk 1290